are starting for Rwanda. For Uganda. Again, welcome to Uganda Cricket Stadium. Match day 1.
International Cricket Ground, match day 1, game number 1 of the alphabet East Africa T20 Cup. It's the clash between Rwanda taking on Uganda. I'm here in the middle with the two captains, Clinton Rubagumya, the home team captain, and Brian Makmasaba, the captain of Team Uganda, and our third umpire, Veronica Iriho. Clinton, being the home team, will flip the coin. Heads is the call.
Head it is.
And head it is. Brian, you've won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
We'll have a bat. It looks like a nice deck. Looks nice and hard. So hopefully we can come on and put on a score we can defend.
Coming back here in the second edition of this East Africa T20 Cup, exactly 8 months ago, what do you reckon would be a very good total here, and what message would you tell people at home?
Well, wicket looks better than it was last time. Looks fresher and harder. So hopefully the scores will be better than the last time we were here. But always happy to come to Rwanda. Lovely country, lovely people, and hopefully the guys back home are watching and supporting and just enjoying a good game of cricket.
Any new faces in the team today?
No, pretty much the same. No, Siraj gets another go. So hopefully he can go well. He's familiar with the conditions. He's played a lot of cricket here, so hopefully he gives us an edge.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Clayton, you've lost the toss. Did you go in your favor as well?
Yeah, we don't mind having a ball first. It's a very hot day, and the only chance really for the ball to do anything is early in the morning. So, yeah, we'll ball.
Last year in the first edition, you got closer and closer by beating Uganda when they batted fast, losing by 3 runs. What do you reckon would be a very good total to restrict them to stand a chance of beating Uganda for the first time?
Yeah, anything under 140, I think we have a chance.
Any new faces in your side today?
Not really. Missing out today is Martin and Eric Neo and Israel, who is on the way. The rest are playing.
Okay, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And that was it from the toss. The news coming in from the toss is Brian Makmasava, the captain of Uganda, won the toss and has decided to have a bat first. Uganda wins the toss.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gahanga Cricket Stadium. It is time for the international cricket. Rwanda versus Uganda, the East Africa Trophy. Earlier at the toss, my partner Bob Bashir Songa was with the captains, Uganda winning the toss and electing to bat first. Opening the batting for Uganda is the ex-international captain Roger Mukasa, together with Simon Sesazi. The team lists Rwanda opting to go with 2 spinners, Emmanuel Sebareme, Emil Ruchiriza. 3 spinners, I beg your pardon, and Kevin Irakoze, the highest wicket taker for Rwanda. Zapibi Menyimana opening the bowling from the pavilion end, and he will be bowling to Roger Mukasa. It is the Dafabet East Africa Trophy happening here at Gahanga Cricket Stadium. The games will be between Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania, the 3 East African teams. Zapi to bowl the first ball to Roger, and that is a dot ball. I'm not here alone. I'm joined by my fellow commentator Bob Bashir Songa. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Landry. Good morning, Walda. Good morning, everyone watching us live here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground. Match day 1, game number 1 of the Dafabet East Africa T20. First runs on board, short ball pulled away by Roger Mukasa. You do not want to bowl a short ball to the senior player of the Ugandan side, having 479 runs on his back, T20 eyes.
479 is what Roger Mukasa has. And the other end, Zapibi Menyimana. 27 international wickets. These two have faced each other for some time. Rwanda playing Uganda for the 11th time. And they haven't registered a win against Uganda. This tournament was last played in December last year. The last game Rwanda played against Uganda, managing Rwanda losing by 4 runs. Very painful, that one. Zapi makes a very good comeback.
That was a heart attack to the Rwandans. Landry, Brian Makmasawa leading from the front in that game, having 5 runs to defend, and with the likes of Martin Akayezu on strike that day, a game Rwanda will never forget. Mistimes that one, looking to go over the field at mid-off. The young Emil Rukiriza. Zapi has opted to go with the third man fielder and deep extra cover Inyasi Nirenganya. Those are the only two fielders outside the ring, and they sleep in place.
Sleep in place, Zapi hitting the deck. Looks like a very good batting pitch here. We saw extras, five runs on board. Umpire Gaston Iwiz is stretching his arms there on your screens. We saw very many runs scored last weekend here in the 50 over league. Eric Dusingizimana, who is fielding this morning, scoring 170. There are runs on this pitch. Zapi hits that one. Very good stuff from Roger Mukasa, rotating the strike and giving strike to Simon Sesazi, the leading run scorer for Uganda. 1,347 runs on his shot. He crossed the 1,000 mark here last year. He's added 347 runs from then. Left-hander. Today, Rwanda comes back to play with the inclusion of Emmanuel Sebareme, who did not play the Continent Cup. Bob, what do you make of that?
Interesting to see that young man. He's a fighter. Emmanuel Sebareme flew in yesterday morning. Didn't have much to do with the practice. Oh, soft hands there from the most talented player in the Ugandan side, Simon Sesazi, who was also the leading run scorer of the first edition of this East Africa Dafabet T20 Cup with 304 runs. With that dot ball brings us to the end of the first over. 6 runs on board.
6 runs on board. Simon Sesazi, man who calls himself the boss. The Tiger is in town is what he tweeted yesterday, inviting everyone to come to Gahanga Cricket Stadium. He is playing the first game of the tournament, of which the previous version scored 304 runs. Had a century in there at a strike rate of 154. As we see the second over, Clinton decides to go with spin. Emmanuel Sebareme, the man who plays his cricket in South Africa at the University of Pretoria. Those who know, the Center of Excellence for Cricket South Africa. Emmanuel Sebareme has been a very good player for Rwanda. He's picked 31 wickets. In only 2 years he's been playing for Rwanda. He will be bowling to Roger Mukasa.
Switch hit there, misses everything, including the keeper, the young Didier, who was also handed the role of the vice captain of the Rwanda national side. Bye is signaled by the umpire, Norbert Abbey, all the way from Uganda. But you can see here the intentions are clear from these two. Roger Mukasa trying to utilize that offside where there is no protection. Sebareme has opted to go with a long on field and a deep mid wicket.
No protection. But that short selection there from Roger Mukasa playing against the turn is a bit tricky. Sebareme is not an easy bowler to take on. Again, Didier missing that one completely, and it races away to the boundary. Second boundary of the game. Vice captain Didier Ndikubwimana will need to do a lot of work to come back. We're just talking about Roger Mukasa trying to play against the turn. He's completely missed that. And Didier not able to collect the ball. 4 more runs on the total.
Always a challenge for the wicket keepers when the batsman switch hits when he changes his stance. But again, When you look at the games Didier Dikubimana, the youngster, has played, you got to take those ones. Got to support the bowler. He's done nothing wrong, to be precise. Is Sebareme bowling it in the right channels. Full delivery there, driven powerfully straight to the side screener. These two are dealing in boundaries. Roger Mukasa is in a hurry. He got the highest score in the first edition of 89. Struggling with an ego, but this time round he comes very fit and ready to take on Sebareme and the Rwandan side, who are looking for that first win against Team Uganda in 11 games.
Very good shot from Roger, placing that one a bit straighter, finding the gap and leaving Wilson with no chance of stopping that one. A little bit of a chat there from the two batters, Roger Mukasa and Simon Sesazi. As we see another chat there from Emmanuel Sebareme with his captain Clinton Rwagumya. It is an easy Sunday here at Gahanga Cricket Stadium. It is summer, East Africa Trophy, no chance of a rain anywhere. Time for cricket. If you're still at home, you can watch the first innings as you make your way to Gahanga Cricket Stadium. For those listening out of Rwanda, stay tuned and follow the games. In the afternoon, Uganda will be taking on Tanzania, who are in town. It's going to be a very long week with each team facing each other 6 times.
It is a double-header day for Team Uganda after traveling Landry 500 kilometers within less than 42 hours. They have a double-header, but they look very solid up front. And these two are driven powerfully straight to the bowler himself. A little bit fumble there at mid-off. And they sneak in another single. That was struck powerfully.
Struck powerfully, but fine job from Emmanuel Sebareme. We always talk about spinners being able to field. He's just stopped 3 runs there. That was traveling. Very good sportsmanship there from Kevin, telling him, well done, mate. He will need to borrow 1 or 2 things from that. Kevin himself as a spinner as well. Zappi coming into ball. The third over, Uganda has 17 runs on board for no loss.
Interestingly here from the captain Clinton, we haven't seen the likes of Inyasi Nirenganya, who has picked Roger Mukasa twice in the last edition, which was the first. In the air, catches the call, taken comfortably by the younger Rukiriza Emila, and the celebration is out. Mr. Marcus Rashford will be very happy to see this young man. This young man is taking all the opportunities and chances after making his debut in the Continental Cup. He takes that beautiful catch at mid-off of Roger Mukasa, who was looking in fine touch.
Very good catch from Emil Ruchiriza. Bob, as an ex-international, you know every player is excited to play away from home. But I will tell you some interesting stuff as soon as the news came out that Rwanda is hosting this tournament. Look at that. Hit powerfully, straight to the tall lanky. Emil takes that one comfortably. The man was celebrating. It's all in here, in the head. The man was celebrating, as I was telling you. He said, it's going to be my first international game at home in the men's national team. And now he's made it count, playing the first game and picking the big wicket of Roger Mukasa. Emiru Chiriza featured for the Rwanda under-19, standing tall, winning us a game there against Nigeria in 2021 at home here. From then, the man has not looked back.
I believe it's that shot number 23, Landry. You know what it means in Rwanda cricket. Very good bowling there from Zapi Bimenyimana, being trusted by his captain to bowl the second over and gets rid of Roger Mukasa. And it's the younger Ronald Rutaya who made his debut in the first edition, getting his first half century. He joins his partner there, Simon Sesazi, who's not been action, having faced only one delivery. Full ball driven out. Well done by the tall lad there, Zapibi Menyimana. That was traveling. Fantastic fielding there from their own bowling are these Rwandan bowlers. Landry, you've had a chance to witness the likes of Ronald Lutaya here in the local tournaments. What do you make of this youngster? Oh my goodness, what a shot there, but there's protection there in the deep. Inyasi Nirenganya, you do not want to take on his armor. No. Gets off the mark straight away is young Ronald Lutaya.
I would call him free spirit. The man takes no time to get his runs going. He scored runs here locally for Telugu Royals. He's been scoring runs back to back in the last edition of the East Africa tournament. And now he comes in, less headache for Rwanda because two left-handers on the pitch. And they've done their homework. Straight dropping the extra cover. Simon Sesazi is yet to show his true colors. Looks very patient today. Bob,
I have a chance here, Mr. Landry. We are here in the commentary box. We've always asked ourselves, me and you, how does this young man score his runs? The first thing you see is him walking out, opening the batting, and the next thing is him raising his bat for his 50th century. One of the talented players. There is no fielder there at deep square leg. He loves playing that short ball. Well enough. Zapi is sticking to top of off. In the air, catches the call. There's a feeder under it. Or catch is taken. Zapi picks up the big wicket of Simon Sesazi, who looked to be struggling. He has to take the long way back. What a catch there by the young Oscar Manishimwe, the wicketkeeper batsman, but this time rounder. Takes a beautiful catch at third man. He is livid with himself there on your screens. Is Simon Sesazi gets that healthy edge straight to the fielder. 2 wickets down, 18 runs on board. Landry.
Rwanda joyful with the upper hand this time round. Simon Sesazi going without hitting many. Zapi pitching it outside off stump, throwing his hands at it. Oscar very calmly taking that one. And look at the celebration. Thanks to God, the youngsters have been learning. If you look at this team, Inyasi Nirenganya, Oscar Manishimwe, Wilson Niitanga, Emiru Chiriza, and the vice captain Didier Ndikubwimana. All of the names mentioned born in 2002 and 2003. That is 20 years old and 19-year-old Didier Ndikubwimana being given the responsibility to be the vice captain. All those guys mentioned played under 19 ICC World Cup qualifiers in 2018 and 2021 respectively. A young side learning, not giving up. And that brings the new batter in, Kenneth Waiswa, the vice captain of Uganda.
24-year-old Kenneth Waiswa, having played 43 matches, scoring 413 runs with a high score of 39 in international T20 eyes. Walks in after losing the two experienced players, Simon Sesazi and Roger Mukasa. As we see Sebademe coming in from the airport end to ball his second over to the left-hander who will be bowling it away from him. There's a slip in place. Eric Dusin's flighted delivery there, well driven by Lutaya straight to the fielder. Good field setting, I must say, here from Clinton and the Rwanda national team players. Bowling to their field to bring Kenneth Waiswa on strike after a very good knock a week ago here for Team Challengers. A club he plays for here in the local tournament. Can he keep up with the momentum and get his team to a comfortable total?
You'll feel Challengers and Bob not been very friendly to Kenneth Waiswa traveling all this way within just 1 week. The man could have stayed here, enjoyed a week, and played for the national team. But that is it. A loud appeal from the Rwandans. The umpire thinks that is not going to hit the stumps. Sebareme not happy there. If the production man here, Parfait, can be giving us that replay, we are privileged to have the third eye here.
Interesting shout there, Landry. We'll have to wait for that on the replay as we see Sebareme coming in yet again. Oh, sweep shot there. Catches the call. Zappi drops shorter to Zappi at short fine leg. The ball races away to the boundary. Top edge. And he gets off the mark is Kenneth Waiswa. They have lost 2 wickets. We're still in the power play, but they're not shy of taking on the loose balls.
Kenneth Waiswa living to die another day. He's been a very good player of pace bowling, but from the look of things here playing the last game, even the batting show he put in the Continent Cup, man has struggled against spin, trying to play that shot, same particular shot you're seeing there on your screens, tends to go away from the ball, and Rwandans will feel there's a chance for him to play towards the point or even the slips. If Emmanuel keeps playing there, he chooses to go attacking way, trying to play sweep, and he misses that completely. 23 for 2 after 4 overs is where Uganda is standing currently. Emmanuel Sebareme has bowled his 2 overs. Zappi bowled 2. And interestingly, Clinton brings him to bowl the 3rd consecutive over.
On your screens there is the Ugandan dugout. There with an umbrella, RCA umbrella is Shamim, the team physio. Hillary there, another coach helping out there. Talking about Kenneth Waiswa here, Landry, he is in the form of his life. Not only in the Continental Cup, when they played that series, the whitewash in Namibia, he had a couple of runs against quality bowlers. Zappi coming round the wicket for the lefty Lutaya. Powerfully hit, but straight to the fielder at mid-off, Wilson Nitanga. The Rwandan side, you can see they are pumped up, courtesy of those 2 wickets. We haven't seen the introduction of the left-arm quick Inyasi Nirenganya. Clinton mentioning earlier at the toss that he's trying to bowl more spinner to see if he can restrict Uganda to a total they can have a chance of chasing down and register their first ever win against Team Uganda. Lovely pace there from Zappi. Beats the outside edge of Ronald Lutaya. Zappi now, who is on 29 wickets. Can he yet pick up a wicket for his side? In the air. Up and over, 1 bounce for 4. The fielder can only watch it sail over him. That's Ronald Lutaya for you. Anything in his zone, he will take you on.
Ronald Lutaya, the man has grown to become a very good player. He was part of that under 19 team of Uganda that went to the World Cup in the West Indies. The man looks a different player. Watching him in the Waterfalls Elite League, he was scoring runs for fun. He plays that one. Clinton chases, and they will happily take 2 runs, even go for the 3rd. Not a good throw from Clinton. Very good running from the 3 batters, from the 2 batters on the crease, Kenneth Waiswa and Ronald Lutaya.
Fantastic awareness there from these 2. Of course, you can see the delay is because of the left-hand, right-hand combination. They drop Kevin Irakoze. A deep extra cover for Kenneth Waiswa. And a third man, Oscar, after taking that beautiful catch of Simon Tesazi. You could see Zapi is going to ball it slightly away from his reach to see if he can force him to play it on the offside. Oh, there you go. Healthy outside edge. It flies to the boundary. But again, very good bowling there from Zapibi Menyimana. Bowling to his fielder.
Very good ball. And I would say the man you'll be listening to after the power play always says fortune favors the brave. That is what you're seeing from Kenneth Waiswa, throwing everything at it. Very guilty there, playing cut shots with the chest on. We were talking about that earlier, being a candidate to get more runs with a cut shot, but also wicket-taking option for him. Very well guided there to third man, and that is another single. Uganda having lost 2 wickets, but they are moving at a healthy strike rate. Current run rate here 7.03. I know they would have loved to be above that, but the two batters on the crease, they are doing a fine job. You see the youngsters, the Kahanga Kings, the champions of the under-15, the MCCF Seruka tournament. Chigabo there on your screens with the young junior watching, and the best bat of the tournament, Jasper Nziza, striking the ball at 147 in the under-15 tournament. They are home watching the best of cricket they can ever watch. East Africa has best teams when it comes to Africa, of course excluding Zimbabwe and South Africa. Sebareme to continue. We talked about runs coming from the cut shot for Kenneth Waiswa. He plays another one, and it is 4 runs.
Very good foot movement there from the vice captain of the Ugandan Cranes here, creating room and pierces the gap through point and shot third man who had no chance whatsoever. Sebareme coming into ball his third over and the last of the power play. Can he pick up a wicket? Oh, well played. Goes for the sweep shot, but there is protection there for the sweepers. The young Rukiriza, very good throw, very good arm from the youngster.
Something the batters have done very well, capitalizing. Any fumble has been turned into 2. And Kenneth Waiswa is back on strike. Emmanuel to Kenneth. Full toss, punished. Very fine work done in the deep. By Wilson Nitanga. Kenneth Waiswa shadowing there, feeling he is not given that full toss the right treatment. And it brings Ronald Lutaya to face.
Sebareme gets away with murder. That was a hit me ball, but only goes for a single. On the back foot is Rutaya, straight to short fine leg. They take on Eric Dusingizimana. He's not the quickest in the field, but trust me, Landry, if you get him out there at the crease to bat, he will score quick runs. He's also in the form of his life at the age of 36. Much beautiful delivery there from Sebareme. Flighty delivery there to see if he can go over the infield. But smartly done by the vice captain, who is on 16 of 11.
Eric Dusingizimana edging like a fine wine. Very good shot from Kenneth Waiswa. Clean pick. Emil doing a fine job, but even a better job from the batters, running 2s. And that is it. End of power play. 44 for 2. Uganda Batting there is Kenneth Waiswa and Ronald Lutaya. I'll leave you with the man who takes care of the women's cricket in Rwanda, the head coach for the Rwanda women's national team, Mr. Leonard Namburo. Welcome to the comms box.
Good morning, Leonard. You call him that. I call him Mr. Mpumelelo Leonard. The analyst. As we see the introduction of Kevin Irakoze, the leg spinner coming in from the pavilion end right after the power play. Taking their time to set the right field. There's a long on. There's an extra cover. There's a long off. There's a deep mid wicket and a deep square leg. Those are the fielders outside the ring for the young Ronald Lutaya. The leg side is very packed for that slog sweep. 45 after 6 for the loss of 2 wickets. Mr. Leonard, welcome back. Always a pleasure having you in the commentary box. What do you make of this first game?
Good morning and welcome again, everyone. It is the East Africa Trophy. 3 teams taking on each other. Tanzania, Uganda and Rwanda being the host. Thank you very much, Bob. 42-45 for the loss of 2 wickets here. Power play done. So if you were to talk about who has won the power play here, it's still, to me, it's still 50-50 here. Rwanda is taking 2 wickets inside the power play. But if you look at the run rate again, that Uganda is going it's going about just above 7.5. So that is something that at least to me, if I am to tick the boxes here for the 2 teams, still they're sharing all, they've ticked all the boxes here, the first up in the power play. As we see the introduction of Kevin Irakoze, right arm leg spin from the pavilion end. Starts off with a dot here. But no, look, Bob, you're having to see these 2 teams, they've played against each other a couple of times. Uganda being the one winning a lot of games against Rwanda here. Today is an opportunity again for Rwanda to break the shackles and make history and open again their winning fortunes, as we see there. Yes, you see Ronald Lutaya getting off the strike, playing that cover drive into the covers. So that is something that is lovely to see. But if you look at all the teams that are here, Bob, if you look at how these guys have gone about their betting again, those 2 betters that have been dismissed, Roger and Simon, if you look at the way they were going to catch is a call, but it bounced in front of Zabi Biminyimana at long on. If you look at the way they went about their betting business, early up in the first 4 overs, they were looking to be more aggressive and more attacking every time. If you look at the bounders that those guys have gotten, they've got a lot of bounders inside that bubble, but at one point you would feel like they had done that a little bit too much. You understand? If you look at the shot, that again, another big shot. Is this a chance again? Chance taken, but good. It was a bit of some good teamwork there, but Zabi Bimenyimana was not a little closer, but lovely piece of shooting from the young Emil Lukiriza there, Bob.
Oh, what an effort there from the young Emil Lukiriza. Zapi slept on the job, as we normally say. You're going to feel in pairs. He literally saw Emil Lukiriza running towards him. He would have known exactly what the young man was going to do. A chance goes down, but very good effort. Talking about the way the Ugandans are moving. Run out chance there. Oh, very sloppy there from Orkide, one of the best fielders in the Rwandan side. They're moving at 7 runs and over with the likes of Alpesh Ramjani to come. The wicketkeeper batsman Kakuru Cyrus, Pasco Murunji the youngster, and the captain himself, Brian Makmasaba, with only 2 wickets gone in the power play. I believe here Uganda, they stand a chance to get to that 143 or even more. Oh, well ball there. Into the block call is Kevin Irakoze to end over number 1 of his quarter, and brings us to the end of the 7th over, 49 for 2. That was the shot. Look at that, into the slot. Mistimed that one, but what an effort there from the youngster Rukiriza. Zapi missing out on that one. These are chances you gotta grab with both hands. These opportunities do not come more often in this short format of the game. Retire is being dropped on 11. We all know the damage he can cause to the opponents. He's out there with the vice captain Kenneth Waiswa, who is looking very solid with his 20 of 14 deliveries. And it's the introduction of shot number 23, that young man, Emilio Kiriza, who made his debut in the Continental Cup in Kenya. A long on deep mid wicket, a long off, deep extra cover fielder. And the captain himself here, a deep square leg for that sweep shot of Kenneth Waiswa. Oh, well played down the ground, straight to long off for another single. You can see these two are trying to stabilize after losing those 2 early wickets. They need to break this partnership, which is looking very solid at the moment. Putting away all those half trackers and the loose balls from the Rwandan bowlers.
Definitely they need to get another partnership going in there, try to bet a bit longer. But now if you look at these two, the way they are going about their betting again, they're offering a lot of chances there. So that is something that they need to change again. Try to play along the ground a couple of more. Then when it's there on the slot, then that's the one that you take out. So you don't want to be playing, I think that's a bit too high there, or going down the leg side. Umpire not interested. But it's with a good shout. But like I'm saying again, it's all about them being disciplined as batters, knowing exactly what is the plan. Again, you're going at 6 point, yes. The more another big shot comes in again, is it a chance that should be going all the way over the rope? Maximum from Ronald Lutaya is looking dangerous here, and this is what I was talking about. If you want to play shots like that, Bobby, you need to make sure that your execution is 100% and you are clearing the rope. You're not offering any chances. The more you do and play in that particular fashion, then the easier it is for you to score runs. It was not well timed, but again, he had enough of the bait of it, cleared that long off fielder on the boundary there. Again, that is lovely to see. Again, a boundary followed up by a single. This is what exactly you do want to be doing again when you are looking to reconstruct the innings when you've lost early 2 wickets there. Yes, Bob, you've talked about 146, 143 here, but if you look at the average score here at Gahanga, if you want to be certain to be winning a game betting first, you need to put anything that is plus 160 plus there around there. That gives you enough chance to be winning that game. So that is what Uganda is trying to target there, because they know that if they get to 168 Gahanga here, yes, we look, that is a good betting wicket there, but if you don't put runs on the board, then you are subjected to be losing that game. 8 overs gone here, 2 wickets done, 57 runs on the board. Kenneth Weiss on 21 after 15 deliver, and Ronald Lutaya on 19 of 16 deliveries.
That is it. That's the partnership. 40 runs in 30 deliveries. Ronda Lutaya contributing 18, and his partner, the vice captain, Kenneth Waiswa, contributing 22 of 16. They're looking very solid, these two. As we see Kevin Irakoze to continue from the pavilion end, bowling his second over. He bowled a tight over, giving away only 4 runs. Full ball knocks him over straight away. He's been bowling into the block hole, and this time round, he gets the big wicket over the vice captain. Kenneth Waiswa looking to hit him over the fielders at long off, and he has to perish after contributing 22 of 16 with 3 boundaries, striking it at 137. 3 wickets down for Team Uganda, as we see the introduction of shot number 69, Alpesh Ramjani.
You see inside edge there, but look, it all goes back to what I just said a couple of overs ago. These guys are always looking to go big at the ball, so whereby taking timing away. If you look at that particular shot that Kennedy played, he was not even anywhere closer to that ball. He reached towards that ball. That's why he managed to get that inside edge onto the stumps again. So this is something that they need to start sorting out again if they want to bet a bit longer. Because as long as you keep on losing wickets in this particular way, I'm telling you, your chances of scoring a lot of runs are going to be less, because every wicket loss, that pressure to the betting side, and that is what is Rwanda is looking forward to be doing. And if they can do that a couple of more overs and take another 2 or 3 wickets again, I'm telling you, Uganda is going to be on the back foot, because they will be having to start playing catch-up cricket again. So you don't want to be playing catch-up cricket, especially when you have been in control. When you're in control, you need to make sure that you keep control. So it's all about now short selection again from the batters. Yes, it's all about a game of runs, but how do you score those runs is what matters, Bob. So this is what these guys need to start understanding again. Yes, we are striking the ball very well, but if you look at even that other shot that Ronald played for 6, it was not well timed. You understand? If you look at the other shot, the chance that was even dropped by Emil again, same, that bigger shot, well timed, not well placed again. So these are some of the things that they should be looking forward to do. So let's hope Ramjan, who just comes in, they understand exactly what they do really need to require. He gets off the mark straight away, 1 run. Yeah, and I'm liking how Rwanda has been using their spinners up front. You look at Emmanuel Sebereme bowling up front, his 3 overs again, followed up again, Young Emil being given another over again, now Kevin. So I think this is where the money is going to be on the spinners again on such a surface, but it's not offering much of especially to the pacers bowlers. So who do you tend to? You tend to your spinners. So it's going to be interesting to see how these 3 spinners are going to go about their bowling business. As Lutai again get off the mark, is sloppy fielding there in the deep. Let's hope Inyas is okay there, but that allows these guys to get 2 runs comfortably.
Well said there, Leonard. You heard him loud and clear, the analyst. A lot to be done by the young Ronald Dutaya, who is on 21 after losing Kenneth Waiswa, his partner. He's joined by another left-hand batsman, Alpesh Ramjani. Doesn't time that one, but there was a fielder there, Clinton Rwagumia, for that particular shot. I believe Kevin Irakoze bowled that short ball for that particular shot, and misses out is Ronald Dutaya. Lovely to see that they're bowling to their field. A full ball plays it straight to short fine leg, where there is the best fielder in this run-on side, Emmanuel Sebareme, very agile, not giving them any chance whatsoever. This is turning out to be a very lovely over from the young Kevin Irakoze, giving away only 3 runs and a big wicket of Kenneth Waiswa, who was looking very solid. A full ball, well played from Ronaldo Taya. Love the way this young man is running in, Emil Rukiriza, not giving any chance to the batsman to go for the second run. And with that single, we get to the end of the 9th over, 61 for 3 after 9.
A couple of fans sitting out there enjoying the game. This is lovely to see. 1 over left to get through the half part of this first innings. As you can see there, the fans just coming in to watch the game. Lovely scenes to have right here at Gahanga Cricket Stadium. It is the Davabet Africa Trophy between the 3 teams that are featuring up here, day 1 of these games. Now as you see again, Emil Rukiriza being introduced, this time from the airport end here. Like I was always saying, now these 2, especially Ronald, needs to bet a bit longer here, Bob, together with Alpesh Ramajan here. They need to make sure that they put another good partnership, but you cannot get that partnership if you keep playing shots like that. The only option that he's having in his mind is trying to go big again. There are a lot of gaps that has been created. If you look at how the field has been spread, a lot of gaps. Yes, you'd want to score quickly, but by also going again, he goes big. Did he pick the gap that he was looking for? That is maximum, huge again. Well placed there by Ronald Lutaya. So this is something again that Rwanda needs to start stopping. Yes, he's trying to go big, but you gotta come up with a plan again, especially the bowlers. Which line? Pick the strength, pick his challenges. Then when you find out anything that you are bowling around his legs, I'm telling you, he's picking it off very, very well. If you look at that shot, it was well placed, well timed. So you don't want to be bowling a lot of balls in that region. I've seen him struggling a couple of times outside off stump. So that is where you should be looking to be bowling if you are anyone who's bowling to someone who's well set again on 28 of 22 deliveries.
I'm not sure there, Mr. Leonard, what the young Emil was trying to do. He just bowled a very beautiful delivery, the first one, just slightly outside his reach, where Ronald Lutaya looked to heave it and missed it completely, where he had a chance. He has a sleeping place, Eric Dusingizimana, for that edge, and now he follows him into the pads. That's bread and butter to any left-hand batsman in the world, and he pays the price.
Yeah, I'm glad you talked about the slip. It's all about bowling to your plans now. Okay, fine. If you don't want to use the slip, get him off there. Put him somewhere else whereby you can save runs again. Because we're going into the 10th over. Yes, we gotta go with an attacking mindset, but the bowlers again needs to back up the captain with the plan. The slip is there for you to be bowling way outside off stump, looking for that outside edge so that you bring that slip in play. So if you are bowling into the legs now, so there's no point now of having Clinton staying in there. You saw Clinton going to have a word with him. I think that is something that is also trying to tell him that, no, look, this is the plan. This is what we are looking to do. If we want to stop these guys from scoring runs, this is where you should be bowling. So if you don't bowl according to the way we have planned, then it's not going to work. So that is something that the young player, see, if you keep bowling in that particular region, more get the ball quicker to him, there is protection there. I think if he manages to pierce it through the gap between those two guys, point and cover, there is a deep extra cover sweeper to save that boundary. So this is where you are looking to be bowling as a bowler. That is how you bowl according to your plan. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You stick to that area, you're not going to have any problem with it. But what you need to be doing as a bowler is to make sure that you ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions by attacking the stumps, making sure that he plays where he doesn't want to play. Lovely shot again there to the deep extra cover. They get that one comfortably.
Fantastic comeback there from young Emil Rukiriza. He must have had you in the commentary box. After being hit that massive 6, he comes back correcting his line, bowling it on the offside where there's protection there. That young man, Emmanuel Sebareme. We've seen a couple of times, even in the first over of Zappi, he bowled a very good ball outside off to Roger Mukasa, and then he started mixing up the line and length where he got punished. But when you look at the way he came back in his second over, he bowled some tight lines, picking up those 2 wickets, something they need to do. It is a long tournament, a lot of action-packed, and the young man ends up giving only 7 runs with that maximum in his second over. We're halfway the stage of the innings with the scoreboard reading 69 for 3. The projected score has gone down to 138.
That is lovely. We'll say there, Bob. And now, this is now the next, to me, the next 4 to 5 overs from here now are going to be key overs for Rwanda now. Yeah, this is where they need to make sure that they start applying breaks on these 2 guys here now. Having bowling to 2 lefties in there, yes, we know here in Rwanda it's a challenge, especially the main side. They don't have a lot of left-hand batters in their team here, so it's something that they need to work around. It's a skill that they need to possess now. As you can see there, again, bowled into Ronald's legs, then he manages to play it down to long on for 1. So this is the area that they need to stay away from. Yes, we know Kevin Irakoze is a leg spinner, so he's going to be bowling more into the legs, but it's turning into him. But he got to be bowling it a bit more wide. Or if he has got a googly, that is what he should be bowling more now to these 2 left-handers. Again, get the ball to move away from them. Ask questions around that off stump every time. There, you got to be bowling it around there. Look, miscommunication there, run out chance. A better throw could have seen the back of Ronald Lutaya walking to the pavilion. I think Okide could have gone for the stumps there for the direct hit. This is where you get the turning moments of the game, Bob. He should have gone for the stumps. I'm telling you, we are going to see Ronald walking back to the pavilion. But fantastic bowling again from Irakoze, bowling it away outside off stump to Ramjan there. That's where you need to be bowling again more if you're a leg spinner. If you've got that googly again, if you've got that floater or that flipper that you can, if he has got some of those deliverers, this is where you should be bowling them, and you're looking to attack that off stump every time.
Fantastic there, bowling from these spinners. You can see they're already creating pressure from Johnny there. Wasn't very comfortable facing Kevin Irakoze trying to take off. Oh, lovely shot. Good bowling, good cricket all round. Much better lines there from Kevin Irakoze. Not giving any room whatsoever to the batsmen to free their arms. He has a fully packed leg side. Deep square leg deep. There's a long on. There's a deep mid wicket. Clinton, the captain. Full ball misses everything. Another chance goes down. That was a stamping chance by the vice captain Didier Dikobwimana, who's looking to be very shaky behind the stumps there, Leonard.
Definitely has been shaking since over number 1. He needs to make sure that he backs up his bowlers. Yes, it was a wide, but look how close it was to hitting that leg stump line. And now there's something that I don't know if you've picked it up. There's Eric Dusingizimana on. I don't know what position is that he's standing. He's not at slip. He's not on the second, at third man. So I don't actually know what exactly is he doing there. I've never seen these guys trying to reverse sweep whatever. So to me, again, I think that is a wasted position there. You get him off there, put him somewhere else where you can stop those runs, because he's not doing anything. If he was at slip, good enough. He's not even at slip. He's not even at third man. So you'd wonder now, what exactly is Eric doing there? If he's there, try to move him a bit more wider, again, towards point there. If you put him there, at least he's going to be saving something. So it's something that Kevin and the captain needs to start understanding, how to use their fielders to their advantage. 11 overs gone here, 74 for the loss of 3 wickets. Uganda having won the toss and opting to have a bet first. You have been there with them at the toss, Bob. Did you manage to have a chat with both captains?
Absolutely. As we see the batsmen having a drink. Of course, the captain, Brian Mark Masaba, he didn't know how the wicket was playing. One of the reasons you can see they are not timing the ball superbly up front. Trying to see if he can get to 140 plus. Because, of course, he backs his bowling attack led by the younger Sirajin Subuga, the spinner, who loves these conditions after picking 5 wickets in last week in the local league, alongside the likes of Bilal Hassan, who would love these conditions with his reverse swing.
There we see number 40 being introduced. You've been asking about him. Now, this is the plan. He comes in. Remember, I said these next 5 overs are the most important overs for Rwanda if they want to make sure that they control this game. They don't allow Uganda to be scoring more. Inyas, as we know him, has been in Uganda playing a lot of leagues, playing with all these guys, so he knows them a bit more better. So this is the chance for him to come and show his experience. Obviously, he has been playing with them for a couple of times, so this is where now he needs to come in and show that his experience. So this is something that is good, even a good plan from Clinton to use him now here when you know that he has got protection and he's one of your major seamers here, but you've got 2 seamers in the lineup, so it's always good to know how to use them. Another thing that I've seen there, anything that is being overpitched, Bob, full length is being taken. It's either to the boundary or they are getting a single. So you need now to make sure you understand now which length to bowl, which length not to bowl. Anything that is being overpitched on the full is being taken away. So that is something that the Rwandan bowlers need to make sure that they get away from that length. Get back on that 5-6 meter yard mark. They ask questions that hard length that we always talk about. Then if they want to hit you on that length, they have to do something extra different here.
Into the block, but well played by Ronald Lutaya. Inyasi Nirenganya loves bowling to left-handers. Would love to pick up a wicket or 2 for his team after being kept out of action by the captain, coming in to bowl the 12th over.
But I just feel like he's trying to over. Yes, it is his first over, yes, but it's just that length is what I'm a bit worried about. Now you need to make sure that you sneak in at least 2 or 3 dot balls in and over, cut off that boundary. But if you keep bowling that length again, you're allowing it to be easy for these 2 batters to settle.
Into the parts, flicked away by Alpesh Ramjani. But there's, again, protection. Very good field setting by the Rwandans. But again, very good batting there from Alpesh Ramjani, who is on a pedestrian knock there after facing 6 deliveries for his 3 runs. His partner, Ronald Lutaya, 36 of 30. He made his debut 8 months ago here in the first edition of the East Africa Dafabet T20 Cup, scoring a 50 on debut. Can he take his team over the line? A little shimmy down the ground. Meets it halfway and could only manage to get a single straight to Wilson at long off. You can see the pressure is climbing now, Trying a couple of things is Ronald Lutaya.
Yeah, this is a good over so far. No boundary yet, but I just need him to sneak me that dot ball in this over. Then that is going to be. I need him to be bowling that hard length that I've been talking about. He's been bowling a bit more full all these deliveries, and if you look at it, all those balls these guys have managed to get in runs now. So this is something that he needs to think about again. The captain needs to speak to him again when he comes for his second over. Now to talk about the length that he's going to be bowling here. I think he's being bowling a bit more full. Yes, you have not yet considered the boundary. You've got one more delivery left. So you don't know what is going back in the back mind of the batter here. You saw him again walking down the track, which means look again. He's trying to look for that boundary again. These foot tosses from the seamers are not easy to take away. They are heavy to the bat, I'm telling you. Lovely piece of bowling there from Inyase. His first over just going in for 6. 8 runs on the board here. Sorry, 90 runs on the board here. There's been some confusion here. The scoreboard is reading the other way. On the screen there's 81. We will get to correct that soon for you. But on our screen, this is something that these guys are working on. End of 12 overs here.
As we see Kevin Irakoze to finish his quarter from the pavilion end. He's been very superb with the ball, showing why he is the leading wicket taker over the Rwanda national side with 52 scalps, giving away only 13 runs, picking up a wicket over Kenneth Waiswa. As I also take a short break and welcome Mr. Landry Rurangwa. Welcome back. Full ball driven powerfully. Not enough elevation there from the blade of young Ronald Utaya, who is livid with himself. He knows he has missed out on that one. Welcome back, Landry. What do you make of this 12 overs with 82 runs on board after losing 3 wickets?
Thank you for the welcome, Bob. I think the Rwandan team has bowled quite very well. Try to keep the Ugandan batters very quiet, as we see Kevin bringing a much needed dot ball. I will agree with Leonard. Dot ball is a diamond in this particular game. The only batter for Uganda managing to very powerful hit from Alpesh, and that is a maximum 6 runs on his total and the team's total, and that is 86 in 12.3. Talking about the bowling of Rwanda, look at that. Kevin bowls a half tracker. He rocks back Alpesh and cleans that. 6 more runs. Very good ball, very good comeback from Kevin, giving Alpesh only 1 run. The Rwanda team has been bowling very disciplinedly. Only player managing to score 30 has been Ronald Lutaya at a strike rate of 118. If they can keep bowling the same way, give themselves a chance. Wide ball signaled by Gaston Yibizi. Didier getting into stuff, picking that one very quickly.
Again, over pitch there. And why you see Ronald Lutaya is missing on those photos is he's trying to go hard at the ball a lot of the times. So the more you do that, the more the timing gets out of the picture. So this is something that you also need to realize. He mixed a couple of photos is why he is trying to overhit the ball. But again, also Kevin Irakoze in this over, his 4th over, is now trying to slay a bit. Goes for the sweep, right down. Lovely piece of fielding there from Emmanuel Sebareme at short fine leg to end over number 13 on 92 for the loss of 3 wickets. Landry, I've been talking with Bob about how disciplined the Rwandan bowlers have been so far in terms of where they've been bowling their line in length. Yes, they've offered a couple of extras here and there, but if you look at it, if you compare to the other previous games, I think there is a big improvement in terms of their bowling again, in terms of how they are going about their plan as a team again. So this is something that we would want to see. So if we can So if they can manage to at least get to 15 overs without Uganda passing that 100 mark, I'm telling you, yes, it might sound impossible, but it is very, very much possible as long as you stick to your plans and you execute them very well. That can be achieved. Once you get them, then you are left with 30 deliveries for them to pass 100 there by taking away that 160 that we've been talking about. This is where I would want to see Inyasi bowling a lot of his deliveries. That length in line, Landry, this is where I would love to see him bowling.
Very good ball from Inyas. Say Clinton is spoiled with choices, having Inyas coming in to bowl at the 14th over, and he's only bowling his second. That is something to work with himself. He hasn't bowled Clinton. So it is going to be very important to see how Ronald, very well played, down to Wilson at long on. Long off, I beg your pardon, and that is kept to a single. If Rwanda keeps bowling this way, they will be giving themselves a chance to come and chase a not very big score from Uganda, but Uganda has only lost 3 wickets. There's some firepower coming up with Brian Masaba, the captain, who hasn't entered. You know him. Very good pickup. There's a man under it, and that is a very beautiful catch from Zapibi Menyimana. A bit of some juggling there, but he ends up taking the catch. Eyes on the ball is the skill. The coach is saying eyes on the ball. And when coaching the young ones, you say all the way from the bat towards your hands. That is a very good catch from Zapi. We're talking about the firepower, and Alpesh will have to walk and make his way for his captain, Brian Masaba. Brian Mark Masaba walking in, the captain of Uganda. If you look at that, balled on the body line, very good pickup. Zapi has a bit of some running. Lovely catch from Menyimana.
The coaches always talk about hands high, taking the ball above the eyes level so that if it spills off the hands, you've got a second chance of getting it down before it reaches to the ground. This is exactly what Maurice Zapi Menyimana managed to do very, very well, and we see the back of the Dangerous looking better, walking up. Yes, Landry, I agree with you. You talked about firepower coming in. They've got depth. But the most important thing now as a fielding team is, in as much as they've got firepower, try to restrict them from scoring as many runs as possible. Because now having a new batter coming in, yes, he is the captain. We know what damage he can cause. But this is a different ball game. Now you are coming in. Now when you are in a bit of pressure, you're not going to just come from ball number one and start blasting everything out of the park. You're going to come up with a straight plan. So this is where now as a fielding team, you need to take advantage of bowl some quick overs to him as much as you can, you understand, so that once you do that, you're going to put him and his other partner under a lot of pressure. Yes, he is a good player, definitely we know, but we are playing in the same level here, so you gotta take up the challenge, come up with a plan to say how do we stop him from scoring runs. Like I said, he's not just gonna come from ball number one and start flashing out his bed. He's gonna come up with a clear plan. He's gonna try to understand the game, but time again is also not on his side. So I've seen a lot of teams, yes, T20, we talk about having wickets in hand so that at the end you can be able to play your shots freely. But it all depends now with the bowlers, how and which line are they bowling. So this is something where Rwanda now needs to make sure that they capitalize in this particular process if they want to chase a low total here. Some discipline, good bowling again that we've seen from Inyase here. But these two are good at running between the wickets again. They get those 2 runs comfortably.
Very good stuff from Brian Mark Masaba. Started playing for Uganda in 2014. He's been named the captain. Played for Uganda as a pace bowler, spinner. Very handy batting in the mid order there, scoring runs. Tries to play that one.
There is the lovely. There is Abakambwe there. Bryson Bujingo, Kennedy, and Emma, the General Charles Harper, the former president, the pioneer of Rwanda cricket. And there is Emma B. Ringiro, the general manager, Bryson Bujingo, assistant coach women's, and Jackson sitting up there watching some lovely cricket here. 97 for 4 after 14 overs here, Landry. We have been talking about some field plannings here going forward. We know all these games that these teams are playing are a preparation to the World Cup qualifiers that are going to be held in November in Namibia here. So these games are very, very much important to make sure that you sort all the plans very, very well and understand them well, so that when you go there to where it matters most, you would have gotten enough practice. So there's some little things. Yes, we are sitting here. Sometimes even if I'm sitting out there with the team, you guys will also be saying the same thing that you understand that I will not be seeing there. But it's also good, again, we talk about it, things like that. You understand? I will talk about it when I see, again, Inyas, if he comes into Boy State over, if we see they keep on having that same field placement for him, then we talk it about from there.
Very good stuff from Brian. That shot is what gets him so many runs against spin. I remember 2018 World Cup qualifiers, Uganda versus Tanzania, the game that Tanzania won by 4 wickets. Jaboneke coming in, all guns blazing. The Tanzanians had put Uganda under a lot of pressure, bowling outside off stump. But Brian working very hard and getting Uganda some runs, moving outside of the stumps and playing some very beautiful sweep shots. It's good to see the man still has the same approach years down the line. No run. Oscar not able to pick that one very quickly. There was a chance because Brian Masaba was halfway. Didier reminding everyone, Turakora means we keep working. Emiro Chiriza. Very good shot from Ronald Lutaya. Very good stuff from Wilson. Stopping that. Emiro Chiriza only came into the team as a replacement for Emmanuel Sebareme in the Continent Cup. But the man has done a very good job. He's now selected to play this tournament together with Emmanuel Sebareme. Chance given. Skipper does it. The former national team captain denies Ronald Lutaya to score a 50. Very good catch, athletic would say. Diving forward.
Yes, athletic, you can say that again. Definitely that's athletic. I remember early on when Bob was talking about him, saying he's growing up, he's maturing with age now. This is what he shows. And that is the position that we have also been talking about here, to say, okay, fine, what is exactly is he doing there? But now, 43 runs here of 37 deliveries. Remember I said Lutaya is trying to play a lot of big shots. Look at that. He's not even anywhere closer to that ball. He was looking to hit it through mid-wicket region here. And again, not understanding that the ball is being turned away from him. It's spinning away from him. So he has to be playing that ball with the spin. So he has been playing a couple of years. Hit another 6 there. That's some particular shot, but it was not well timed. So I've been saying it is trying to hit everything a bit more too hard. Yeah, so this one he overhit on it, then going against the spin again, then he managed to find that short third man that has been put in place there. So it's something that when you are on 43 Landry, you need to realize what shots to play. Yes, you've given your team a good start. You're giving yourself some good runs here, but how you end is what matters in this game again now. So you don't need to be getting out in that particular fashion when you are in control of the game. So if you look at that shot, I'm telling you, if he goes back down to watch this game again, I'm telling you, he's going to be angry with himself that he should have never played that shot.
Well said there. He was the man who got going when things were not easy for the team Uganda. And that brings in Cyrus Kakuru. It is Cyrus against Emiro Chiriza from the pavilion end, and keeping wickets is Didier. We've seen these very same scenes in the 2021 World Cup qualifiers, under 19 World Cup qualifiers. Cyrus Kakuru was the winner of that particular game, scoring a century against Rwanda under 19. But now it is different. It is the senior men's platform now, as you see on your screens there. The youngsters keep coming in to watch. Interesting stuff from Rwanda captain. 15th over given to an off spinner. Picks a wicket. The 16th is handed to his fellow spinner, Emmanuel Sebareme, coming to bowl from the airport end.
Definitely, why not, Landry? I think if you remember correctly, at over number 10, I said these are the 5 overs that are very, very important for Rwanda to make sure that Uganda does not pass 100, but straight on they're on 100 after 15 overs. So if I'm ticking my boxes here, I've ticked this period as Rwanda is won this period. They've taken 2 important wickets. Again, they've managed to restrict Uganda from 100 and below inside 15 overs. So I said there will be 30 balls left now. So this is now where you need to make sure that this over that Emmanuel is bowling and the next over that is coming in, if you can be able to stop these guys from scoring a boundary good enough, you would have done a very, very, very good job for your team. As you can see there, Emmanuel dropped it a bit short, driven into the covers. You've got 2 new batters here again. So this is where you need to take advantage. Yes, we know Brian Masaba can be brutal. We know how good he is. But now with 102 for the loss of 5 wickets, with less than 30 delivers left, Landry, you got to come up with a good and a clear plan.
Singles won't hurt, is what Coach Leonard is saying. And Emmanuel will continue trying hard, but very clever from Brian Masawa. It is important that he plays the 20th over, because that gives Uganda a better chance to fight. Cut powerfully straight to Orchidea, the best fielder of the ICC World Cup qualifiers last year here at home. Emmanuel Sebareme, very good ball, a dot ball, a diamond of sorts at this point of the game. Cyrus Kakuru trying to access the leg side with sweep shots. Played that one. Inyas looks in trouble and is not able to stop that one. Things not looking good. The fielding will be done by the assistant coach, Bryson Ujingo. Things not looking very good for Inyasi there. He looks to be in a lot of pain.
As you can see, the Uganda scorecard there, Roger Mkasa up the top 10 of 12 deliveries, striking at 83.3. Simon Sezazi, again, didn't trouble anyone there, facing 4 deliveries for not. Ronald Rutaya, the dangerous looking, went for 43 of 38 deliveries, striking very well. But I said, Landry, that shot that he played, I don't think he should have played that shot. You never know. Kenneth Waisko has been there, again, 2017. And Aupesh Ramjane, good catch there taken by Zapi Bimenyimana, went for 12. Then the captain is there, 6 runs of 7 deliveries. And Cyrus Kakuru, 5 of 5 deliveries. You know this period, Landry, this is what we have been talking about. Look at the dugout there. Not a lot of heavy faces, not the Ugandans that you'd love to see. So that is what I was saying, this period from over number 10 to 15, if Rwanda could have managed to get Uganda in less than 100, and they managed to do that, and they picked those 2 wickets that we have talked about. So this is why you see there's a bit of some sad faces in there. They know that they've got a lot of hard work to do there. Now we're getting to the deep end of the innings here. Only 24 deliveries left, and you've got Zapi Bimenyimana again still to bowl his 2 overs. You still got 1 over to bowl. Now, said for Rwanda now, one of their key left arm seamers is, we've seen him walking off the field there. which let's hope that injury is not going to be serious enough. Then the young Emile Rukiriza needs now to come and do a fantastic job with the ball again, especially at the deep end of the innings. A lot of guys have been talking about having seamers bowling at the end, but that is not a rule or something that you need to worry about. Even if you bring spinners to come and bowl in these last overs, it's all about making sure that you take the pace off the ball, make sure that the batters use their power to hit the ball outside the park. So it's all about now the spinners playing that crucial role in making sure that they bowl to their field set, they bowl to their plan. A couple of ones here going forward here and not conceding a boundary. I'm telling you, Landry, it's going to be hard for Uganda in as much as they have good depth. But that column, 5 wickets now, is going to be something that is going into their deep head, into their minds, to say they need to do something different if they want to put a bigger total here. 160 plus here, you are guaranteed to be winning that game betting first. If you look at that wicket, I'm telling you, that is a betting paradise, but you got to pile in some runs if you want to put your team in a winning position.
Very well said. As we see Emile coming back to bowl, I think to me the game changer here for the spinners bowling at the death has been the lines they've been bowling. If you look at Emmanuel, he's been trying to force the batters to play on the offside, which is a bigger boundary. And Emile comes now, is forcing them to go with the turn on the leg side, keeping it very away from them, which is a long boundary. That's why you could see Brian trying to shuffle, moving. He goes, hits that one straight to Zappi, and it will be a single. As you're saying, singles won't hurt because that will be 6 runs per over. Projected score looking at 132. If Uganda reach 132, there will be very good shot from lovely stuff from Emmanuel Sebareme, keeping that one to 2 only. That was traveling. Very good stuff. You can't keep Emmanuel out of the ground. He's just come back after 8 months to play for Rwanda, and he's done some fantastic job today. Shows what class of a player he is.
This is what I was talking about now. You'd want now these batters to go at the bowlers again. With the pace that Emile is bowling, it's not going to be easy for these guys. Now you look at what I've been talking about. It doesn't matter when you've got little overs left to give your spinners. Give them a try. And this is something that Clinton has done very well with the spinners again. Now challenging the Ugandans. They've seen exactly that. They don't like the ball not coming to them. They're always used to the ball coming to them now. So these spinners now are going to be playing the most crucial part in this last couple of overs that we have left with. As long as they don't consider a boundary in this particular over, especially of Emile, I'm telling you, some mind game being played there from Brian Masaba, just going into the youngster's head. This is where you need to be level-headed as a player, as a bowler, again, knowing exactly. Lovely, again, this is what we want. Yes, they get those 2 runs comfortably, well enough, but one of the happiest sides here will be Rwanda again, not conceding a boundary in this over again. Just a single delivery left. This is where now the young Emile need to make sure that he closes off the over. Takes the pace off. He's straight.
Asked for it. He's given it to you. He closes the over with a single. And Uganda 114 after 17 overs. These 3 overs left, Leonard. What do you make of it? How many runs do you think Uganda is going to score in these last 3 overs?
Definitely, you've got 2 new guys at the crease. It's not going to be a bit easy. Yes, we know Brian is someone who can strike the ball. Even Kakuru Cyrus again, same thing. But now, coming in, when you are 114 for 5, you've got 18 deliveries left. Yes, 40 or 50 runs is very, very much possible, depending with how these Rwandan bowlers are going to be bowling. Now, the captain has brought himself into the attack, something that is not usual. He has never bowled again in these 70 overs. Maybe why? Because these overs are supposed to have been bowled by Inyasa, which has been injured here. He's sitting outside now. So Clinton needs to make sure that he cover up those 2 overs. But now, it's not just going to be a matter of him just bowling these 2 overs or this over. He needs to make sure that he does understand what he wants to do as a bowler, stick to his plans, know exactly what he wants to do. How do I stop these guys from scoring runs? So this is exactly what he needs to be doing now. If he just bowls for the sake of bowling these overs to finish the 20 overs, him and his team are going to be ending up chasing a lot of runs here. Rwanda has got 80% chances of chasing anything that is less than 140 here if they manage to bowl very, very well in these last 3 overs.
Everything lying on Clinton's shoulders now. How he starts this very powerful shot, driven straight. Oscar does a fine job, but they take 2 runs. Very good running from Brian and Cyrus Kakuru. Clinton starting off well, taking off the pace. It's going to be very interesting to see how these last 3 overs go, with now Inyas out.
It's going to be sad for Rwanda, but we've got a lot of games that are coming in. It's also being an opportunity again for other players to be coming in. 7 fours so far being hit and 3 sixes in this inning so far. Yet to see more. Again, that is what you don't want from the skipper. Again, bowling a bit more wide. They've been much disciplined in terms of extras wides here, Rwanda. Now the captain comes in, starting to open up again. So you need to make sure that he gets his things right. He needs to lead up front. As a skipper, he knows exactly what they want. Bobby, you've been there. You spoke to the captains again. You know exactly what you told you they want to restrict Uganda from. But if you come and you bowl in that particular fashion, you're not going to achieve whatever that you've set for yourself as a team. Again, gone up and over. Get that outside edge to third man. You see, Landry, what I'm talking about. You want these batters to be trying to go hard at every delivery that comes into their way. And with the look of the thing, these guys are not timing the ball very well, but they want to overhit the ball. So that is something that you'd want to see the batters doing. Why? Because they are now feeling that pressure, because they need to finish strong here.
Buzz ball. They want to hit the ball very hard. That brings Cyrus Kakuru on the strike to be facing Clinton. From the look of things, Zapi has only 1 over to go. With the 2 overs left behind this one, it will be Clinton bowling the last one. Lovely stuff from Clinton, keeping that to a dot ball. Cyrus showing him that there is a gap at long off. Big gap, and Clinton not interested in putting fielders there because he knows what he's going to be bowling. Mid off in. There is a long on. Extra cover. Martin, the 12th man of the day, doing the duties. 3 balls to go in this over. Clinton versus Cyrus.
Lovely.
Very well balled from Clinton. Not willing to take any chance is Oscar, because anything, if he misses the stumps, it will be going and they will be happily taking more runs. Cyrus gives strike to his captain, Brian Mark Masaba. We are yet to see Brian play his 360 shots. He's gotten so many runs with that. He rocks in, he tries that. No connection, but he takes a single, a bit of fumble from Wilson, and they take a second one. Clinton not happy with Wilson. There has been a lot of Rwandan fielders have not been able to pick the ball at first time, and Uganda has capitalized on that and got doubles. That even brings a more dangerous batter on the crease in Brian Masaba. He goes hard. That will be a single. You cannot take on Martin's arm. Very good backup from Eric and Emile. 18 overs gone. Uganda is on 122 for the loss of 5. On your screens there is the head coach of the Rwanda men's team, Lee Booth, together with some international players in Alice Ikuzwe and The ICC Player of the Month of March, Henriette Ishimwe, with the upcoming umpire Ijihozo, who's just marked 50 local games, only making her debut in this year. There is a lot of cricket being played here in Kigali. She made her debut this year and she's already crossed 50 games. The opening bowler of Rwanda, Zapibi Menyimana, will be coming to bowl his last.
Zapi continues from the pavilion end. Half tracker there, gets away with that one. Brian Masawa, he easily leave it with himself. That was a free B. There's no protection there in that vacant region. No timing whatsoever from the captain. Interestingly, here Landry, 2 overs to go. There's no deep mid-wicket fielder. Oh, lovely pace. Slightly out of his reach is Zapi. Very good to see that the young man in the 18th over, he still has some pace. Shows you how much he's been putting in into the training. Is Zapi Menyimana leading from the front with 29 scalps. Picked up 2 big wickets in his second over of Simon Sesazi and Roger Mukasa. Can he wrap up the tail? To the pads there, flicked away straight to the captain. A short mid-wicket there for yet another single. But again here, interestingly here, Landry, they have wickets in hand. There's the likes of Pascal Murunji, Bilal Hassan with his long levers. I'm not sure what Brand Mark Masaba, the captain, and the wicketkeeper batsman, Kakuru, are doing here. This is where you need to capitalize and get more runs to see if you can get to that 145, as the captain mentioned earlier at the toss. But again, credit to the Rwandan bowlers and fielders. Straight away this time round, he gets enough venom on that one. Pays the price, no fielder there. Zapi telling his captain, please give me a fielder in that deep mid-wicket region. Those are free runs here, to be honest, Landry.
No connection. He didn't time that very well. But as you're saying, there is no protection there. 4 runs. Uganda will happily take that. They move to 128 with 2 balls to go to finish the 19th over. Zapi has bowled very well in this. Clapped on the mount. 6 more runs to the total. That is a very powerful shot. Even a fielder there could not have done any job to stop that. Brian rocks back into the crease. Gives it very big punishment.
Full ball there, very quick. Well punished by the captain, Brian Mark Masaba. The moment the ball left the bat, the sounder, that was 6 straight away. As we see the captain Clinton bringing in the 3rd man inside the ring and sends himself in that region. Change of pace there from Zapi Menyimana. He goes for the reverse pater there. What a drop cut there from the wicketkeeper batsman Oscar Manishimwe. How many times do we see that in international cricket? Shot number 18 is the victim. You can see him there on your screens, the young man. You got to support and back up your bowlers as we get to the end of the 19th over. The scoreboard reading 135 for 5. Nothing short there from the captain, Brian Mark Masawa. He had all the time in the world. Tries to take it on the second attempt and misses it. That drop catch goes down for Team Rwanda. He took earlier a very fantastic catch of Simon Sesazi, that young man Oscar Manishimwe, a 3rd man. But this time he spills the milk as we are into the last over of the first innings, the first game, match day 1, game number 1 of the Dafabet East Africa T20 Cup. It's Clinton, the captain, to bowl the last over from the airport end.
6 more balls to face. It is captain versus captain. Clinton bowling to Brian Masawa.
Question here, Landry, who wins the battle?
Very good shot. Martin, arguably the best fielder in the Rwandan team, takes no second to bring that back. Clinton will be happy because Brian Masawa is off strike, and that brings Cyrus Kakuru, who is on 9 off 11. Bob here making bragging rights that he should teach the national team players how to catch. Another chance given to Oscar, and happily takes that one. This is his second catch of the day. He took Simon Sesazi, and that is it. Cyrus Kakuru leaves without scoring more. He leaves at only scored 9 runs off 11 balls, and that brings the former captain of the Baby Cricket Cranes, Pasco Morungi, man who has played cricket on this Rwandan soil since 2017 from the Nyakasura trips, playing here against the Rwanda under 19. He was the captain of Uganda under 19 team that qualified from this same ground to the under 19 World Cup in the West Indies. Given promotion to play for the national team, starts off with a dot ball, and that will be 3 more balls to go to finish the first innings of the East Africa Trophy 2023, powered by the Dafabet.
Fantastic bowling by the captain himself. Leading from the front is Clinton Rubagumia after missing his star bowler. The left arm quick Inyasi Nirenganya comes in to finish his quarter of Inyasi, picking up that wicket and giving away only 9 runs. Balls it slightly away from his reach by Brian Masawa, tells it the youngster. Wide ball signaled by the Uganda international Norbert Abi. Very good presence of mind from the captain, Brian Masawa. He knows these last 3 deliveries, if he can get a couple of boundaries, they stand a chance with the likes of Henry Senyondo, who's been taunting the Rwandan national team batsmen in the side, and Siraji Nsubuga, who knows these conditions very well. We've seen the wicket has opened up as we saw the Rwandan bowlers, the spinners, bowling up and over. Martin gives it a chase. They will get 2 in the end. Much needed yet again for Team Uganda. Landry, we saw spinners capitalizing, bowling 12 overs, giving away only 74 runs. One of the reasons we could see in the Ugandan dugout, Henry Senyondo, Mr. Wong, smiling, and Siraji Nsubuga.
We've talked about conditions. There is not so much difference between the conditions of Uganda and Rwanda here. Siraji is a homeboy here in Kigali. He's been getting wickets for fun. The last game, Brian throwing everything at it, and that is a boundary. 4 more runs on the total. As I was saying, Siraji picked the player of the match last weekend here for Challengers Cricket Club, picking a fifer in 50 over format. It will be a different game ball. This is T20.
When you look at that previous delivery from the Clinton, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. He has one of the best, deadliest yorkers. He allows Brian Masawa to throw the kitchen sink at that one to get another boundary, much needed, into the slot there. Straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket, Sewareme, who chips in a throw. They get 2 runs in the end. And they'll end their first innings with 146 for 6 in their allotted overs is Team Uganda.
147 is where Rwanda will need to win this particular fixture. On your screens there, Ronald Lutaya being the top performer for today for Uganda. 43 of 38 at a strike rate of 113. Kenneth Waiswa, 22. Bowled by Kevin Alpesh coming in, contributing with 12. Very fine job done by the captain, Brian. 37 of 23. And that was it. The boss leaving without scoring, Simon Sesazi. 0. Victim of Zapi, caught by Oscar Manishimwe. Rwanda with 13 extras. Brian Masawa earlier said they wanted 145 and above. They get one more run. And the Rwandan bowling, Zapi picking 2 wickets at an economy of 8 in his 4 overs. Sebareme without a wicket. Kevin Irakoze picking Kenneth Waiswa at an economy of 6. Inyasi bowling 2 overs only before he got injured at an economy of 5. Emir Chiriza at an economy of 6.25. But a fine job done by Clinton coming into bowl, picking 1 wicket of Cyrus Kakuru and limiting Uganda to 146. Rwanda will need 147 to win this particular fixture. Do not go away from your screens. It is Rwanda versus Uganda in the East African Trophy 2023. Rwanda-Uganda affairs today. Back in Kampala, the Bat Ball X tournament, the Rwanda Emerging Boys playing the final against the Central Rhinos, a team with 9 players on the baby cricket cranes, the under-19 of Uganda, that could not manage to qualify for the under-19 World Cup, where Namibia turned victors. Stay tuned as we watch the second innings. Rwanda chasing 147 in 20 overs.
Hello and welcome back for our chase here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground. Match day 1, game number 1. Uganda taking on Rwanda. Earlier the toss, it was Brian Masaba who won the toss and elected to have a bat first. Uganda being restricted by the Rwandan bowlers Clinton and his boys to 146 for the loss of 6 wickets in their 20 overs, courtesy of the bowling of Zapibi Menyimana picking up those 2 early wickets, and Inyasi Nilenganya bowling his 2 overs, giving away only 11 runs with the wicket, and Emiru Kiriza and Kevin Irakoze and Emmanuel Sebareme, the spinners, giving away only 74 runs in their 12 overs, making sure they restrict Uganda to a score they feel they stand a chance of making it to that victory, the first in their 10 encounters where they haven't won a single game against Team Uganda. There on your screens, the umpire, the tall lad all the way from Uganda, Mr. Abi, alongside Rwanda International Gaston Niyibizi, Alpesh Ramjani, marking his run-up. You could see clearly it is spin going to start from Team Uganda. Brian Masaba with his boys. We saw a lot of spin in the wicket. They have, of course, Senyondo in the side. I believe he will be opening from the other end. He's been the pick of the bowlers every time they've played Rwanda, picking up 4 wickets. I beg your pardon, picking up 8 wickets in the Continental Cup in the games we played Team Rwanda. And, of course, it's the usual suspects out there to open the batting for Team Rwanda. The most senior player on the side, shot number 51, Erike Dusingizimana, alongside the vice captain, the young Didier Dikubimana, the former under-19 captain. Alpesh Ramjani goes for a deep mid-wicket straight away and a long on. Those are the only 2 fielders outside the ring. Eric Dusingizimana coming into this game after a very good knock in the local league where he scored 173, the highest total in Rwanda in the long format, but this time round he has to do the job with the bat in the shorter version to see if he can make his team get the first victory against Team Uganda. And the attacking guard is young Didier Ndikubwimana, who's been having the form of his life. These two need to put on a partnership up front and make good use of the power play, see if they can get to something around 35 for no loss in the power play to stand a chance. They have a very good batting lineup. There is Clinton, of course, the captain. In the batting lineup, there's Orkide, one of the best in the region. There's Emmanuel Sebareme, the all-rounder, who did a very good job with the ball. Left arm, fast ball, flighted delivery, deceiving the young Didier Ndikubwimana, who plays it with soft hands. Of course, I won't be alone here in the commentary box. I'll be joined by the man himself, Leonard Ndamburo. Welcome back, Leonard.
Welcome back, Bob. Good chase here. Remember, I talked about 160 plus being a good total to defend here if you have batted first. So it only takes now the Rwandan batters. They've done a fantastic job with the ball in fielding, restricting Uganda. At one point, they were poised to score around about 108, 190 with a good start they did give their team, but Rwanda managed to contain them, and they scored. Where they shout there for the LBW, Didier goes for the sweep shot. And this is what you actually need to be seeing, players being positive. Yes, we've talked about Uganda looking to post more than 147, but being reset 147, to me, I'm telling you, anything that is less than 160 on this Gahanga wicket, that is very, very much gettable. But how now is the question that these Rwanda batters need to come up with answers. You need to be positive against these Ugandan spinners. If you're not positive against them, pick one or two that you target, that this is the one that we're going to cash in on to, because the more you respect both of them in both ends, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing Uganda also using more spinners here, because we've seen Rwanda doing it, so they know that if they are the home team, if they manage to use spinners and their spinners were very, very much effective, they are going to do the same thing again.
Absolutely, Leonard, and smartly done by the Ugandan captain Brian Mark Masawa, giving Alpesh Ramjani, who's bowling it, turning it away from the right-handers, making sure if they are to hit him, they hit to the bigger part of the ground where there's protection. Last ball coming from the first over of the chase, sweeps it, gets bottom edge on that one, straight to that fielder, David Wawire. They are at deep mid-wicket for a single, and Rwanda is off the mark. End of the first over with one run on board. I beg your pardon, that wasn't Wawire. That was Pasco, the young Pasco Murungi. David Wawire is yet to make his debut. And to share the new cherry with Alpesh Ramjani is none other than Bilal Hassan, coming in from the airport end. Bilal Hassan with 37 scalps for his country.
I mean, there's no better chance for Rwanda to be beating Uganda other than this game. I'm telling you, this is their best chance if they want to start breaking that shackles of losing against Uganda. They've bowled very well, so their betting need to make sure that they complement the bowling. It's not like it's magic. It's very, very much achievable. So they just need to come with a positive approach. You've seen the first over, 5 dot balls being considered by Didier. He needs to make sure that he get off that. We see him during the local leagues. He's someone who's always going at 200 plus. So you need to make sure that you shift that momentum from the league into international stage, because there's no point of practicing it there. When it comes where it matters most, you do the opposite. So this is what I would love to see the young Didier doing it. Trying to scramble for a single there. But lovely piece of fielding there from Siraj Nsubuga at mid-wicket, denying these two guys to rotate strike. And this is something that Rwanda also need to start doing up front. Yes, we know that Uganda have got some quality bowlers, but look, it's all about coming up with a clear plan. What do you want to achieve as a team? What are your KPIs as a betting unit? What approach are you going to use against such kind of bowlers? Because playing international cricket, definitely you're going to get quality bowlers. So this is what I'm talking about. You need to do something. You need to be innovative. This is what Didier should be doing all day long. Win this power play in terms of runs. Don't lose wickets. Then you put your team in a good position. I would love to see Didier being that much positive. Use of the feet. The keeper is down there. Look at that. This is what you want to see. Lovely. Look at the control. Look at the timing. The placement again. He knew exactly the moment that passes to the left side of that cover fielder is going to race away to the bound. And that will force the Ugandan captain to do something different here. So you need to be doing that a couple of times. We haven't seen the big men. He has not yet faced a single delivery in this over. That is something that you also don't want now, to be standing on the other end without facing a lot of balls. They need to communicate together very well so that they share the responsibilities. But that is a lovely piece of shot from the young Didier.
I agree with you. I just mentioned that he is in the form of his life. Is young Didier. Soft hands are looking to sneak in a single. But Eric is not the quickest. Eric Dusingizimana on the non-striker there, having played 12 innings and getting 191 runs with the highest of 40 runs in the first edition of this East Africa tournament. He has scored 666 runs for his country. They need him to make sure he gets to that 142 in the next 18 overs. They have the right men to do so. Chase down that target. A little shimmy down the wicket. Doesn't get enough connection there by the scrumper for another single. Leg buys signaled by the umpire Abi all the way from Uganda. There is protection there at deep mid wicket. Simon Sesazi. He doesn't drop much. And there's a third man, Ronald Dutaya. Interestingly to see how Bilal Hassan is going to bowl to this Eric Dusingizimana, the man on form. He's been aggressive in his past games. Healthy outside edge. This ball is racing out to the boundary. The chase is on by the vice captain, Kenneth Waiswai. Chips in a diver. What an effort. He saves his team 2 runs in the end. Fantastic there fielding. And again, when you look at the way these two ran, we saw earlier Uganda, Brian McMasawa taking on those threes. You got to take on the arm. We've seen teams losing by 1 run, Leonard.
Definitely, that is going to be the difference. Eric, we know, is a big hitter, but you don't want always to rely on one option. Yes, if it comes in your zone, take it on. But sometimes when those quick singles are there, you gotta take them. But what I'm liking from these two batters, again, the intent to take on the Ugandan bowlers is what I would want to see more. You understand? I said this is only the better chance of winning against Uganda. You never know when you take this game on how the tournament is gonna end. Yes, this is what I like. Yes, lost shape, miscommunication there, missed on the stumps there by Siraj Nsubuga. You don't want this from these two guys. Communication is very, very important. You don't want to lose your key wickets through runouts. They need to find a way. Yes, Eric was going for that big shot down the square leg region, but he couldn't time the ball very well. But the communication between the two now was not good. As we finish over number 2, the score is on 9. Yet to lose a wicket. But what I'm saying, Bob, is I'm liking the intent from these two batters. They realize that they've got a total to chase. If they can remove that 46 runs in 6 or 7 overs, good enough. Now you've got 100 runs to deal with after that one. That can be easy for the other batters to come. So that is why those two guys are up the order, to make sure that the job becomes easy for the other batters to come. So they need to make sure that they take on these bowlers, especially this spin. Yes, we've talked about the wicket spinning, but it's not that much spin that we've seen on the wicket. It's all about the line and the length that the spinners are bowling it, and respect that these guys have given the spinners. Yes, exactly. This is what I would love to see a lot now. Placement. Looking forward to take on the spinners. You take one of these two spinners, I'm telling you, Uganda is not in a position to come up with a plan, because they've played a lot of games with Rwanda. They've never seen Rwanda take on their bowlers. So if you take 1 or 2 of their bowlers, I'm telling you, you're going to force them to go to plan E or plan F.
I've heard that before. I've seen that before, Leonard, when you talk about taking on the Ugandan bowlers. In the 9th edition of Kibuka, we saw what Giselle did to Konsi, the captain. Up high. There's a fielder under that one. Catch taken easily by Kenneth Waiswa. First wicket down. Young Didier is being deceived by the flighted delivery of the experienced Alpesh Ramjani, and he has to perish and take the long way back. 10 for 1 after 2.2.
Yeah, he's gone, but the intent was fine, but it's the placement again. This only fielder that has been put on the boundary in front of him is only the fielder that he picked. So that is intelligence now, betting intelligence that is not there, that Didier did not use. Look at that, yes, backing away from the stumps, trying to look for that mid-off region. But just because of that bottom end come too much into play, he picked that only fielder on that long on boundary fielding position. That is where I say intelligence now is what lagged from that particular shot from Didier. Yes, the execution was poor, but the intent is what you'd love to see now. So what we always talk about is lesson learned from that particular shot. Still a long way to go, I'm telling you. Yes, you've lost a wicket in, but now Wilson Nyetanga walks in. A good bet again, also in form. He has been in Uganda for a couple of weeks, so he has been with these boys again. So it's all about, yes, you can talk about someone like Alpesh Ramjan as an experienced campaigner. Yes, I've been following Uganda cricket. They've been to Namibia. They've played a couple of teams. They've been losing games there. So if you are Rwanda now, those are the things that you pick. The same bowlers going there, again, losing games. How do those other teams play them? So that you can also try to replicate that and make sure that it falls in line with your plans. You don't want to be keeping on respecting a team for years. You know, sometimes you gotta turn the tables down to say, this is our time now. Let's go on and do it again. So let's see. Still a long way to go. 106 balls to come, needing 137. Bob, still a long way to go. Eric Tusingizimana still on 4 of 3 delivers. We haven't seen much of him yet so far. This is now where you need to show us how legend he is.
Absolutely, well said there, Leonard. Soft hands there, solid batting there. Forward defense from the young Wilson Nyetanga, who is 12 runs shy of that 500 mark in T20 international eyes, having gotten 137 runs in the previous tournament, the first edition, getting the first half century to his back against. Oh, quarter was the call, catch was it, but this ball is racing away. Chase is on by the captain himself. And again, Eric Tusingizimana is not the quickest to take on the third run, but what an effort. Good fielding from the Ugandans. We saw earlier in the first innings, Rwandans doing a very sensational job in the field. Wilson there on that previous delivery, beaten by the turn. Gets enough meat of that one, but there's a slip fielder almost in a gully position. Roger Moore, gotta be very careful, young man. Full ball driven, much better. Good cricket all round, making sure the big man Eric Tusingizimana doesn't get bored on the other end is a young Wilson Nyetanga. I'll push the ball, his last delivery of his second over. Top fielders long gone and deep mid wicket, well set. Crumped for room, plays it straight to point to bring us to the end of the third. 13 for 1 is what the scoreboard reads, needing 134 runs in and 102 deliveries. The equation is clear and very possible. See there, the youngsters, after completing their under 15 tournament, they come in to support their senior men. Billy, as he's called back in Uganda, comes in to ball his second over. Moving at 4 runs and over is Team Rwanda. They can keep taking it around the corner, getting those singles, trying to get a partnership or two. I believe we're in for another good contest between these two sides. It is a long way, as you just mentioned, Mr. Leonard, but everything is possible. And now Rwanda, as you mentioned earlier, stand a very good chance to see if they can register their first ever win. They will be playing each other 6 times in this tournament. Talking about 6 times, Leonard, we just saw the younger left arm quick Inyasi Nirenganya injuring himself. They would love him to get back on his feet. Oh, what a pitch of delivery there. Sharp in swinger there. And the finger is up by the Uganda International Abbey. That's Bilal Hassan for you. You cannot keep him out of action as he gets wicket number 38 for his country. And the young man, Wilson Nyetanga, has to take the long way back as we see shot number 55, Orkide Tuisenge, who normally opens with Eric Tusingizimana coming in at number 4. That was 8. Crumbs for him. Sharp in swinger there. Nibaka from Bilal Hassan. Interesting appeal and obliges is the umpire Abi. 2 wickets down, 13 runs on board. These two, they had a very good partnership last weekend in the long format. Orkidetu Isenge there getting 66 runs, and his partner Eric Dusingizimana 173. But they need them to try and replicate an innings or so of what they did last weekend. They have already been put in on the back foot by the Ugandans. Very smart bowling up front. We haven't seen the likes of Henry Senyondo.
Definitely that was a gem of a ball there. But again, if you look at Wilson, the body language, even when he walked into bed, you could see that he's not someone who's ready to go in and give you runs there. That is something that he needs to change, I'm telling you. Even if you look at him when he was fielding, his body language was dead down here. So it carries on to the betting again. So it's something that as a better, he offers betting alone in the team. He needs to be a bit more aggressive. You understand? So it's something that carries you on as a better. So I think it's something that he needs to change going forward, because this game needs people that are aggressive. This game needs people that are positive in their game. So this is something that it's not a skill that can always make you get up there. Your attitude towards the game. Now you look at Okide comes in. We've seen Okide opening the bet with Eric to sing the money a couple of times, giving the team a good start. But now today they've come up with a different plan, trying to make sure that the depth of the betting lineup for Rwanda gets a bit more bigger. But now look, having lost 2 wickets inside 3 overs here, it's not going to be looking good, which means these two guys here have to do a bit of some hard work here. Again, they have got the experience. Same with they've got experience, same with these two bowlers that are bowling in. So we need whoever does the right things here now is one who's going to be winning the game here. Yeah. Yes, we know Bilal Hassan is good with the ball, but no, look, we're all human here. It's all about coming up with a plan, coming up with a positive intent, you know. Yes, the other game, okay, I think we have witnessed here, Okide got 20 runs out of Bilal. So that is something that can be done. So whatever that he did on that particular day, whatever he was thinking, I think this is what he just needs to remind himself and take him on. Once you do that, you're forcing Uganda to come up with a different plan. Once they start coming up with a different plan, then mistakes start coming in. Lovely shot. Again, look at the communication, the running, ball watching. Again, you're not positive. I don't know where that respect of Uganda comes on. You gotta take away that respect. That was a clear one run, Bob. And on a given day, but look, he hit it because he's expecting this fielder to be a better fielder than himself. Then he's stopping and ball watching, thereby exposing himself to run out. So that is something, the mindset that these guys need to take away is each time they see this yellow and red uniform.
Eric to face the last delivery of Bilal Hassan. He's been kept out of action. Oh, well bowled Bilal Hassan to end over number 4 with only 14 runs on board after losing those 2 big wickets. But again, those two out there in the middle, they are the experienced team, experienced players in the Rwandan side. You can see the dugout talking about the positive intent. Look at that dugout there, Leonard.
Exactly. Look at the faces. They have already lost before the game has ended. We are talking about 96 balls there, Bob. One of those batters can come and change the fortune, but look at the faces. Look at the captain himself again. Not judging it, but if you look at that attitude, it tells you a lot. He knows, maybe he's calculating, but you forget about those 2 wickets. You understand? Yes, it happens. They've bowled very well. Yes, forget about them. Restart. And you go about your betting. Again, that's what you need to do. If you cannot get to that total, try to get a bit more closer. But how you do that is what is important now. I've been talking about that positive intent. Look, now they've given Alpesh his 3rd over. And he has bowled how many overs? 2 overs is considered 5 runs and took 1 wicket. So he's on top of the game. But how do you get him down of that game is what matters here.
Flashes hard there is Orchidea, misses out. That would appear there from Kakuru Cyrus, but the umpire is not interested. Tries to play him through covers where the fielders are very agile. Of course, there's Bilal Hassan, there's Simon Tesazi there, and the captain himself, Brian Masawa, at point. I agree with you there, Leonard. You gotta be aggressive, you gotta be positive. Keep rotating the strike. We saw the Ugandans rotating the strike up to the 18th over and the 19th over. Smartly done to get to that 146. But at the moment, you can see Orchidea, after facing 6 deliveries, is on 1. Up on 1 knee. The crowd has something to cheer for as Orchidea welcomes Alpeshram Jani with that massive hit over the fielder. He knew the fielder was there, but he knew that shot had enough venom. Goes on 1 knee. Beautiful shot there from Orchidea to Isenge, a man with 768 runs on his back, having gotten 257 runs 8 months ago in the first edition. In the air this time round, oh goodness me. Puts in a little bit of bottom hand on that one. Gets lucky with it is Orchidea. Rutaya did not move in with the bowler. That was supposed to be an easy catch. Soft hand straight to the captain at point. Smart batting, 6, and now he's trying to see if he can keep rotating the strike. Soft hands again, looking to sneak in a single, but Eric Dosingizimana is not interested as we get to the end of the 5th over with that 6. Scoreboard reads 20 for 2 as I also take a short break and allow Mr. Landry, after having his iced coffee, it is humid here at Gahanga, to come and catch you live with Leonard.
I would need to come and see those short breaks of yours here. What exactly will you be doing out there? Gahanga is a big ground. I've seen a lot of flowers walking around here. So your breaks has been a lot. As you can see there, the Ugandan dugout, Coach Lawrence Mahahlane sitting up there in a relaxed mood. He has taken 2 wickets. Why not? 5 overs, 20 runs. In terms of winning the power play, let's see this over again. The other power play that was shared again, I said when I was ticking the boxes there, they had shared 50-50 because Rwanda had taken 2 wickets again and Uganda had been on 46 runs. Now Rwanda is on 20. 2 wickets lost now into the 6th over. Yeah. So we are going to see after this over which one of the two has got a better power play. Welcome again, Landry.
Thank you very much, Leonard. 5 overs gone, 20 runs. Uganda decides to go with the vice captain to bowl, Kenneth Waiswa. Of course, Uganda missing their prime bowlers in Cosmas Cheuta, Juma Miyaji, Dinesh Nakrani, and Riazat Alisha. All-rounders who also give them some very good overs in the middle. Kenneth Waiswa is not one to underestimate because he's done a fine job in the Continent Cup, handing them that victory against Kenya in the final. But as you're saying, if Rwanda is to break the shackles and beat Uganda, he is the bowler to take on, because the lads of Rwanda have also been working very hard. Time to take on these bowlers. If they get you, you have 5 other chances coming in next week and this week to continue learning how to battle against these guys. It is a game of cricket and we need to stay in the contest as much as we can. Kenneth Waiswa to Eric. Eric hits it, overhits it as you call it, and it is straight to the fielder, Alpesh Ramjani. Of course, Kenneth Waiswa bowled at this same wicket last week for Challengers Cricket Club, getting wickets for fun, but it was 50 overs. Now he has no time to set batters.
I can't agree more with you there. There is Eric Dusingizimana. Lovely piece of shot. Look at it outside Gahanga, outside the wall. This is what you'd want to see from your senior better. Yes, he has had enough of it. We talked about the power play here. He has had enough of those ones. And you talked about the bowler to take on. Look at that shot. Well premeditated and well timed, well placed. There is no one to catch that. Even Superman cannot get that one out here. I'm telling you, this is lovely to see from Eric. I would love to see a couple of more of those shots from him. This is what he's known for, and that is why he's there. So, going back again to the team plans, whatever that you can call them, team goals cannot be achieved over one day. Goals can be achieved over a period of time. So now going prior to the qualifiers that are going to be coming in November, these are the teams that you're going to also be playing against. So you've got an opportunity to play with them, study them, test yourself again, so that when you go there now, you know exactly where you want. So if you go in there with a negative mindset of wanting to, you're not going to learn. You understand? Lovely piece of betting from him here. Again, a shy to the stumps, a misfield allows Eric Dusingizimana to come back on strike, a comfortable 2 runs. So this is what I'm saying, Landry. It also gives you, if you go there with a negative approach, trying to be a bit more careful, you're not going to learn anything, because that's the same attitude that you're going to carry to the qualifiers, playing against the same team. So we just need now to make sure that you get on top of your game. Whatever that you've been trying in the nets, what you've been working on, you've done it very well. We've seen Okida during the league. We've seen Eric during the league. These guys are one of the best batters so far, striking the ball at around 250 plus. So this is where you need to apply it. Kenneth Waiswa, yes, he can bowl, but as you mentioned earlier on, he is a bowler to take on now. We've seen that shot from Eric. It has forced the field change. Now, immediately there's a deep mid wicket again. So this is what you'd want now when you're betting. Try to make the fielders do a different and use a different approach. Now, this time he's down on the ground. Lovely piece of cover drive, Landry. What can you say there?
Very good stuff from Eric, opening the books. His home when Eric reached the Continent Cup in Nairobi. His first game, he scored 36 at a strike rate of 200. My fellow commentator Innocent Daula said that the ego has landed. Today he's at home, a ground where he contributed batting in the nets for 51 hours to make sure there is funding to build this ground. The ground where he is the general manager. Today he is facing Uganda. As you're saying, Leonard, time to stay in the contest. There is no problem them being a good team, but we need to compete. There is no such thing as the best loser. Losing is losing, and when someone is better, you need to stay in the contest. Keep fighting, keep trying to win them. It cannot come today, as you said, but it will definitely come when you earn it. As you're saying, 2018, we scored 35 against Uganda, all out. Very hurtful. I was on that technical bench. So it cannot get worse than that. It is time to continue fighting, competing, and staying in the contest. 33 runs on board, and it is the end of power play. T20 is a very funny game. You can be needing 114 in 84 balls is very possible. Anyone on that dugout of Rwanda can hold a bat. But as you're saying, it is about staying in the contest. We saw the girls breaking that shackle. First game, 31 all out. Second game, you come and beat the team. It's possible. Even if it doesn't work, you just need to continue trying to stay in the contest. Coming into ball is Henry Senyondo, the man who has picked wickets for fun against Rwanda in the Continent Cup, and every time they've met, again, the batters needs to stay positive and not shy away from him.
Eric Dusingizimana. Landry, you say the batters must not shy away from him. Eric has got the same plan and he shares the same sentiments with you. This is what we want to see. This is what T20 is all about. You understand? You don't need to give respect. Yes, I'm not saying disrespect bowlers, but if they bowl in your zone, Landry, you just need to do the simple things and hit the ball like what Eric has done there. That is a lovely shot to see again. 2 maximum from the big men here. And what I also want to see is that gap between balls and runs being Again, he goes big this time around. He picked the deep square leg here, but that is not going to hurt him. This is what you want to see, that intent. Now, Okide also needs to start doing the same, Landry. Once they share that responsibility, it's going to be easy for them to chase 107 here from 81 deliveries. Very, very, very much achievable.
Very possible. Orkide comes in to face Henry Senyondo, who's been getting him on stamped. He's not willing to take any chance. Cyrus Kakuru completely misses that. And that is 8 runs from Henry Senyondo's over with 2 balls to go. $11 runs off that over. Orkide not willing to take that risk of stepping out again, giving himself room. And now, Henry Senyondo will continue bowling to Orkide to Isenge.
That's one in any game here. You gotta be positive there. Okay, get off strike. You know, like what do we always talk about? People around the world, they're talking about T20. Yes, we always talk about winning the power play. Yes, it's good enough to win the power, but a lot of the, if you look at a lot of these things, T20 is won in the middle period here, where that's how you take the game away from the opposition. You understand? Where they're not expecting. You see now, where is the difference between those two shots here? Same distance, but different areas.
Different areas, maybe different fielder, because Siraj is the arm to take on. He's been having a lot of trouble here playing against IPRC. Boys calling him investor, because when he is at the boundary, they happily take 2 runs. But this is a different game ball. Siraji has not had a very good outing here in the fielding today. But he is not one to disrespect. We were talking about the heroic actions from Kenneth Waiswa winning that game for Uganda against Kenya in the Continent Cup. Siraj took a blinder to get rid of the most experienced batter for Kenya, Mr. Collins Obuya. Beg your pardon, Sir Collins Obuya. The man, player of the match in 2003 World Cup against Sri Lanka. Bob here trying to brag that he's hit him a 6. But that is it. Siraji comes to try and bowl better. He knows this ground very well. He's picked a 5 last weekend. He's a very good bowler. He starts things not very well. Orkide hits that one towards long off, and they take 2 runs.
You talked about him, Landry, taking 5 wickets. That was club cricket, and it was 50 overs. Now this is international cricket, now a different ball game here. You understand? So this is what we would love to see. They taking on him. Quicker one being bowled there by Siraj. Got away with that. I think that could have been given as a wide there, but no, look, we see these deliveries again. You see, that's the other thing that I've seen with Okide, a couple of shots that he's playing. He's not going through with the shot. He's just going half-half there by trying, yes, and that hands that he's trying to use there. So it's just a matter of him. I've seen him during the league walking across that outside off-side and hitting the ball to mid-wicket very, very well. So I would love to see him using that option again. Lovely piece of shot there. That is lovely piece of batting from Okide. 2 runs comfortably then.
Orkide still stands as a very good player for Rwanda. He has the most runs for the Rwanda national team, 768 at an average of 20. He's one player that you cannot keep without scoring runs after the power play. And if they continue getting these 2s, it will be a very good approach. He goes hard, hits that. The outfield is not very quick. They take 2. Again, very good stuff from the fielder, Brian Masaba. With the mindset that is the longest boundary here. On your screens there, you see former captain and current national team player Sarah Uera recovering from the injury. She's here to watch. The old-timers captain, Mr. Alex, and the Rwanda international umpire, Mr. Christian Gasana, watching the game. Mr. Francis is also here. Played for Telugu Royals, played for Rwanda. Good to see Sarah finding something to watch. She's just been operated on the shoulder, hoping she will be able to play the qualifiers. Henry Senyondo coming back to ball. Half tracker, cut powerfully, straight to his brother, Henry Senyondo.
"96 needed off 72 deliveries here. Very, very much achievable, but it's all about taking that Henry Senyondo, I'm telling you. Take him on there. Right, there we go. Lovely piece of shot there from Okire to Isenge, but only managing to find a long on-fielder there. But this is what you'd love to see. Remember, I've talked T20 being won by teams. A lot of teams, majority of teams, they win this T20 between over number 7 to 15, where you are not even aware that they're taking the game away from you. This is how you do it. Get a couple of those twos, get a boundary in between consistently without the team knowing already you're closer. That's how you win a T20. Yes, we talk about winning the power play, or we talk about hitting the ball down at the end, but there is also some mid-overs in between. That is where you need to take the game on. You understand? As bettors, you need to create what we call a graveyard. You know what happens in the grave? You quiet, and if you go to the graves, I'm telling you, it's always quiet. You understand? So, but people are dead. Even if live people are there, they are always quiet. So you need to create that graveyard, especially when you're betting. Again, Eric, this is his ground. This is massive. The cars are not safe there. I'm telling you. Yes, we have talked about this, Landry. You need to make sure that you create that graveyard. Once you do this, play this shot, you have created a graveyard. Lovely shot there, Landry. I'm telling you.
Look at that. Everything at it. Eric is looking at it. For those who have not been at Gahanga, this can only be a catch in the second ground. You will be able to watch games being played at that ground. I hope Eric plays more of that tomorrow, and also keep the children who will be having a camp there safe. Henry Senyondo has been the go-to bowler for Uganda against Rwanda. Eric decides to take him on again. 2 sixes in 2 consecutive balls. This one over the mount. Eric Dusingizimana. The man has seen so much. And now we see Bilal going to talk to Henry Senyondo. 62 for 2 with 1 ball to go to finish the 9th over.
Make that 2 in 2 there, Mr. Landry. Can this be the turning point? Can this be the over that changes the whole chase? Senyondo there looks to be out of answers at the moment, having licked 22 runs in his 1.5 overs, courtesy of that man, Eric Dusingizimana. I mentioned earlier he's been in the form of his life, tries to go big again. Not enough connection on that one, but he's very happy to get a single. 13 runs of 3 deliveries. Much needed as the record run rate has gone down to 7, needing 81 of 66 to bring us to the end of the 9th over. Was that massive over from Senyondo, going for 15 runs in his second over. Not the Senyondo we normally know, Landry.
I'll tell you, Bob, it is the normally Senyondo we know, but a different Eric. Eric with a different plan. We've respected this bowler so much. Now it's time for us to stay in the contest. That is the keyword. Staying in the contest. 66 for 2. Eric on 38 of 19. Siraji comes back to ball. First ball is a dot ball.
Picked his wicket. Is Siraji in the Continental Cup. Eric trying to take a shimmy down the wicket where he was stamped by the lightning, stamping over. Kakuru Cyrus goes for a big give, gets another inside edge straight to Simon Sesazi at deep mid wicket. Eric at the moment is looking to deal in boundaries. Not respecting any bowler whatsoever is Dusingizimana, the legend Eric, who moves to 39 of 21. Flighted delivery, well driven by Orkide Tuyisenge. Playing second fiddle here in this chase is Orkide Tuyisenge. Making sure the senior batsman takes more charge at the crease.
Tuyisenge Orkide doing a very fine job, giving Eric the strike. Powerfully hit. Very well done from Kenneth Waiswa. Tell you, Eric has been able to convert his scores from 100 strike rate to above that because he's added different shots. He's playing sweep shots. He's not shying away from pulling. Cuts that. Abidi is the call from Orkide, and Eric tells him no. Fine job done by Pascal Morungi, running around from to his left. Now 78 is what Rwanda needs with 10.1 overs. Interesting.
Pascal Morungi has been the busiest in the field. Oh, well played once again. Beats the fielder at backward point. Straight to Pascal Morungi, who chips in a very good throw to end over number 10. Halfway the stage already. The scoreboard reading 70 for 2. Needing 77 of 60 deliveries. Those are the young kids. Landry as the development manager. We all know where we started playing from. Watching our seniors picking up the interest at the early stage. We saw that kid there with the bat earlier shuffling the shot Kenneth Waiswa had played.
Very, very important. The young lads there watching their big brothers. But even more important because the big brothers were watching them last week playing in the MCCF Rwanda Seluka tournament. Big thanks to MCCF for sponsoring this tournament. That is giving a chance to the future stars of Rwanda. End of 10 overs, 70 for 2. Kenneth Waiswa comes back to ball. He's coming from the pavilion end this time round. We saw Eric connecting him to the garage there. Again, for Rwanda to win this game, they just need to stay in the contest. 77 in 60. It is very possible. Rwanda has been not able to play spin well in the past, but today it has been a different story. Senyondo has been connected, and now it's time for pace. Inside edge, Siraji does the job, and that is one. The man on fire comes on strike. 40 from 23. Strike rate 180 and above. Close to 200. Eric has been starting like this from the Elite League, playing for the Ingenzi Defenders, managing to win that tournament. It has been not easy for him to convert these into big scores, even bigger. But the day is today. The day is today, and he drives that very well straight, and the fielders not work together. I hope no one has injured himself through that process. Physio and Dr. Karemera running very hard to try and attend to Alpesh Ramjani, who's just collided with Roger Mkasa. We hope there's nothing worrying about that.
Oh, when you look at that on your replay there, talking about how Eric has evolved. He is aging like a fine wine. This time round, Kenneth Waiswa balls it a little bit fuller this time round. And Eric is very happy to use the full face of the bat. The crowd is catching up. The coach is there, Mr. Lee, alongside Mary Maina there, who will be joining the qualifiers later in Botswana as another Rwanda international commentator. Another second man down in the field. We saw earlier Inyasi Nirenganya. And this time round is Alpeshi Ramjani, but a very good job. Well done by Shamim, the physio of Uganda national team, and Tewo, Rwanda physio. 72 in 58 balls. Eric, 6 runs shy of that half century. That could be one hit into the form he is in at the moment. He has never scored a half century international T20I. Can this be the moment? We saw earlier the young man, Ronald Lutaya, missing out on his second by 7 runs. Orkide Tuisenge on the other end is on 18 of 23, playing a very sensible pedestrian knock, making sure his senior partner is taking more strike. As I also welcome Leonard, 75 for 2 after 10.2. 10.2, what do you reckon?
I mean, the first thing that I would want to touch on now, we every time any batter gets closer to scoring a half century, the moment we talk about, look at that partnership between these two. Okay, the 62 runs of 40 delivers, massive, excellent. Eric contributing 40 and Okide 18. So each time we talk about someone getting closer to scoring a half century, we are seeing the batters coming out. So let's hope this is not going to follow them. Eric here now, yes, you're talking about just one big hit to 50, to his first ever international 50. He is in form, I'm telling you. He scored 172 runs on this ground a couple of weeks ago. So he is in touch form, good form again. So let's hope deep down in his back of his mind, he is not overthinking about how to get there in a particular fashion. So also you don't want again to get there slowly. If you've got the opportunity to go there, you gotta go there. So let's hope his innings is gonna be the difference between the two teams here, winning or losing. He has to be there. He's capable of doing it, so he has to do it. But the moment we talk about those now getting close, I'm telling you, I don't know what we possess here that makes these guys think the other way. We saw it happening we saw it. Is it Ronald doing it again? Lutaya doing it again when he was closer to 50. We talked about it. The next thing we saw is going back to the pavilion. So Eric now has got a different. He has hit 3 massive 6s straight on. What can he do now against Waiswa Kennedy?
Soft hands, intelligent batting there, very smartly done by Eric Dusingiziman, who moves to 45. Game number 1, match day 1. It is a double header for Team Uganda. On the other hand, Rwanda would love to go into day 2 with a win. Having played 44 games, is Team Rwanda winning 13 and losing 30 of those ones. Can this be another win to add to their tally? It is Uganda ranked number 24th and Rwanda ranked number 66 in the world. A little shimmy down the wicket by Orkide Tuisenge, not enough elevation. Straight to that man, David Wawire. I'm not sure, Leonard, you've been part of cricket for more than 25 years. This young man, he is making debut in the field. He put on those yellow and red colors back in the under 19, but this time round he comes back as Dr. David Wawire, not only David Wawire, which shows you in the slot One is the call from Eric Dusingizimana. We've seen him on a couple of occasions when he's close to that landmark. He takes his time. Now you can see he's dealing in singles. He knows his side, and the whole nation would love him to play through and get his team over the line. 69 in 55 deliveries. Kenneth Waiswa changing ends. Can he get the big wicket over Orkide, who's been playing a very handy knock into the pads, flicked away? No is the call, but Kenneth Waiswa doesn't get hold of that one, and they sneak in for another single. Smart batting, good batting all round. 11 overs down the road, 79 for 2 is what the scoreboard reading. The game is evenly poised here, Mr. Leonard.
Definitely, I'm telling you, 68 or 54 delivers, very, very much achievable with how Eric is betting here. And we need, as Rwanda, I'm telling you, they need him to be out there all the way through to...
Siraj Nsubuga to ball his third over from the airport end. Shot number 78. He picked 5 wickets, as our co-commentator said earlier, on this particular wicket and pitch. But he's still wicketless in his 2 overs. Can this be the big moment from the young Siraj Nsubuga? He has a deep extra cover, a long off, a long on, a deep mid wicket, and the Cowcon fielder Bilal Hassan. Can see the leg side is really packed. I would love to see this kind of field for Orkide being set by for Eric Dusingizimana, because Orkide has been playing it straight to the scoreboard, opening up the full face. I just mentioned it, Mr. Leonard.
He has gone to the scoreboard again, and that is lovely to see again. But what I would want to see now, he has played that shot a couple of times, picking that fielder now. So now it's either he goes hard at that ball. Eric Dusingizimana, can this be? No, not yet. Not yet, but that is a lovely shot to see. He just said you can see the frustration. He knows that he could have done better with that short balls. These are the balls that he normally takes outside the ground. But knowing that you're getting closer to your first half century, you have to play a bit more careful. But it's all about the team again at the end of the day. You see now, mind game being applied here by Siraj Nsubuga to Okide Tuisenge. We talked about that short ball. I think now that man is a bit more wider away from that scoreboard. If Okide can play a bit more harder, quicker to that scoreboard, he's going to get that boundary he's looking for. Or play a bit more late. I think this is what he's trying to do, inside out. He's trying to go for that inside. The moment it chips over that cover fielder there, that is going to be forced. So good thinking from a kid and good intention that he is showing here. He needs also to step up now, giving Eric Dusingizimana support here to go forward. Again, good rotation of strike.
He heard you loud and clear, Leonard. Interestingly here to see Orkide playing second fiddle here. He knows he has the potential to strike this cricket ball a long mile away, but making sure his partner Eric Dusingizimana, who's been toying with the spinners, into the block hole, well driven again, straight to the longer fielder for yet another single, smartly done by Eric Dusingizimana, asking for a change in gloves. Last ball coming from the third over of Siraj Nsubuga. Healthy outside edge. They don't catch those ones, they say. This ball is racing away to the boundary. David Bawire gives it a chase, but the chase goes in vain. Much needed boundary here for Orkide and Team Rwanda. Not a good way to end the over is Siraj Nsubuga. He bowled a very lovely ball there, but Orkide, as they say, fortune favors the brave.
Definitely it favors the brave. And then remember when they look at the Tanzanian having lunch, they've got a game in the afternoon taking on Uganda. I said it earlier on, Bob and Landry, when I said this is the game that Rwanda has got a better chance of beating Uganda. And this is where it's heading. 60 runs or 48 deliveries. Now we need to make sure that we close that gap a bit more. So the only two people that need to do that are these two batters here, and especially Eric Tusingizimana. He needs to lead up front. 8 overs left here, a long way to go for him. With the player of his caliber, I'm telling you, getting 60 of 48 deliveries is not going to take a lot for him to do. As we see, Kenneth Waisa comes back to bowl his 3rd over. Here, Landry, my fellow commentator, said he is the bowler to go to now to take on 2 overs. He has conceded 22 runs, going at 11. So which means they've heard you, they've heard what you've said, and it has worked. So it needs to continue.
Big moment here for Eric Dusingizimana. Full ball driven powerfully, but straight to the fielder David Wawire. He will have to wait for that first half century, Eric Dusingizimana. A little bit of chat there from the experienced Bilal Hassan telling his vice captain Kenneth Waiswa, would love to see you change the pace and keep bowling some variations. There you go. Shot of the day to me here, Leonard. Flashes out a little shimmy down the wicket. Beats the best fielder there at point. They're dealing in boundaries at the moment. Orchide says to Eric, I've had enough. And now the dugout is lively. Look at that on the replay. Takes a little shimmy, creates room, opens up the full face of the bat, and let the rest happen. Is Orchide to Isenge, who moves to 30 off 30 with a strike rate of 100. Fantastic batting here. Kenneth Waiswa is still in heart of that first wicket.
And I'm telling you, Landry keeps on saying this is the bowler to take on for sure. This is the bowler to take on. Take on Waiswa. You're done here. Game on here, I'm telling you, at Gahanga Cricket Stadium. The East Africa Trophy Dafabet RCA happening right here at Gahanga International, as Bob want to call it. It's happening right here at Gahanga. 55 of 46 deliveries. There's game on here, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Fasten your seatbelts. Oh my goodness. Fortune favors the brave once again. Into the pads. Tries to flick it is Orchide. Beats the inside edge of Orchide's bat, and the wicket keeper Kakuru Cyrus. The ball runs away to the boundary. Sharp in swinger there. What is happening here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground, Mr. Leonard? They've done their homework very well, is Team Rwanda and Coach Lee, who had a chance to have a look at these teams in the Continent Cup back in Kenya. Dropping their shoulders are the Ugandans. You can see Brian Mark Masaba telling his vice captain Binobichi, which means what's going on. Mr. Leonard, I'm sure I do not know what that means, but with the body language out there on the boundary, you can see Mr. Ronak Patel, who joined the team alongside the most experienced player in the side, Roger Mukasa, who is also known as Papa. Very casual as always. But again, Karasi to the Rwandan players. Trust the process, as you always say, Leonard. It's 4 runs, 1 hit away to the 3-digit mark. And Hiroshimi down the wicket. Up straight to the safest pair of hands in this cricket ground. Brad Masawa, you can see he came to the vice captain Kenneth Waiswa before that delivery, telling him ball it into the pads. We are there to give you some support, and he takes a very comfortably catch. Is Brian Masaba as Orchide is done and dusted with his part. 34 of 31 deliveries, 3 fours and 1 maximum, but with a very good strike rate of 109. The game is well poised for the new batsman. The captain himself, Clinton Rubagumia, they play for the same club, right guards. He did have a very good day in the office with the bat in the previous encounter. But the game is well set for the captain, just needing 6 runs and over. The kind of games he loves, taking it around the corner, milking it, as they say. Try and make sure Eric Dusingizimana face more deliveries here. He is well set. He's been there from ball number 1. We're into the 12th over, 12.4 to be precise. 3 wickets down, 96 runs on board. Eric Dusingizimana 1 run shy of that first half century in international T20I.
Lovely scenes happening here right here at Ganga. Just to take you across the borders there in Uganda. The Bad Boy X final emerging, Rwanda emerging, playing on central runners, Rwanda emerging, winning the toss, and they've elected to bowl first. So it's going to be another action happening in there. This is where we see the game growing again, having two teams playing parallel to each other here. And the other one outside the border, the young emerging one, a lot of them. That should be out there. Spot on. Clinton Rubagumunya did not even trouble the scorers, full and straight onto the pads. This is what you don't want as a team again. This is pressure being applied. Rwanda are very, very much in control of the game here. But we don't understand the tactics. But I think if it was me, he is the captain, I would have brought in Oscar earlier than him, or I would have brought in Emmanuel Sebareme ahead of Clinton, then let Clinton stay down the order. But we have got different plans and tactics. Look at that ball, not even any. A little bit shape away, full and straight. Remember, I've been talking about bowlers at this stage asking questions by bowling straight to the stumps. If he misses, you strikes, either bowled or LBW. This is exactly what Waiswa Kennedy has done here. But still, the game on here, I'm telling you, Bob, 51 runs of 44 deliveries. We have got a game here. This is Rwanda's game to lose here. They are in control. Eric is on 49 of 29 deliveries. He needs to make sure that he bets all the way through to the end. Now, it's not all about him. Now it's all about the team. The more he bets longer, I'm telling you, the more Rwanda gets closer to winning this game.
Fantastic bowling there from the vice captain, Kenneth Waiswa. After leaking 22 runs in his first 2 overs, he comes back, picks up that massive wicket over Orkidetu Isenge, and the wicket, as we know, brings 2. Gets the captain of Rwanda national team, Clinton Obagumia, who had only one job to get bat on ball. Misses out on that off cutter, smartly done by that young man there, 24-year-old Kenneth Waiswa. Oscar Manishimwe comes in after taking 2 beautiful catches. Last ball coming. Kenneth Waiswa on a hat-trick. Oh, goodness me. This is the first hat-trick in the second edition of the Dafabet East Africa T20 Cup, courtesy of Kenneth Waiswa. Balls it slightly fuller this time round. Goes for a very big drive. Misses it completely. Oscar Manishimwe. First hat-trick for Kenneth Waiswa. What a comeback. We've seen this before. After having a very good start in Team Rwanda, they have ended up losing 3 wickets without scoring a single run, with a man like Eric Dusingizimana stranded on 49 of 29. Look at that delivery. Full ball there. Goes for a big drive. Plays it a little bit across the line to hand over Kenneth Waiswa a much needed hat-trick. Game on here, ladies and gentlemen, from 96 for 2 to 96 for 4. For 5, I beg your pardon. As we see the big lad there, Kevin Irakoze. Hitting 51 of 42 deliveries. The current run rate is at 7. They just need 7 runs and over. The job is not yet done by that man there, shot number 51 to Singizimana. Eric, who looks to be batting on a different pitch compared to the other batsmen coming in. We've seen so far 2 batsmen walk in, walk out in no time. Just need to get bat on ball. But again, fantastic bowling from the vice captain after leaking 22 in his 2 overs.
I mean, good bowling there from Waiswa Kennedy here. But if you look at those 2 Rwandan batters, the way they go about applying those shots that they're looking to play, if you look at Oscar Manishimwe tries to go for the big hit where it was not necessary. The easiest job for him to do is just play straight, target that long on, long off region here. That's where he just need to do. Again, if you look at Clinton, the captain, again, the same particular shot going around again, try to play straight, long on. Here's the things there. It cannot be a one-man band show here. Again, Eric Dusingizimana alone. You see, chance given, chance dropped. And whatever wicket that falls down, I'm telling you, that is pressure on Eric. He has gotten to his first 50.
There you go, big man there as he raises his bat of a round of applause here in the dugout, getting his first ever half century in international T20 eyes after playing 42 games for his country. He only missed out on 2 games. In all the games he has played, he gets to a well-deserved half century, 50 off 30. But again, he knows the job is not yet done. Long levers, Kevin Irakoze comes in straight away, straight to long off. He gets off the mark. Eric there, he knows the job is not yet done. He has to make sure that 49 runs. There you go, 30 deliveries, 2 boundaries and 4 maximums, striking it at 166. Courtesy of that young man. Up, the catch is taken by Bilal Hassan. Goes for the bigger part of the ground of the boundary. Holds on to Bilal Hassan. He was dropped by the same bowler, Siraji Subuga, but this time round, he has to take a long way back into the heart. 50 and out is that man. Eric Dusingizimana has played a long innings for his side. They will need a magical innings from Sebareme, Kevin Irakoze, Zapi Bimenyimana. Oh, very good bowling there. Not enough venom off the bat of Eric Dusingizimana to pick only one fielder there with the safest pair of hands, Bilal Hassan. Time for Sebareme and Kevin Irakoze. But what an effort, what a comeback for the Ugandans. 98 for 6 after 13.3. At some stage, it was 96 for 2. They've lost 4 wickets for just 6 runs. Leonard, what's your take on this? Where do you see this game heading and this chase with 2 new batsmen at the crease?
It's just Rwanda is giving this game back to Uganda. They were in a position to win this game. Those wickets that fell in quick succession, I must say, those are the wickets that gave the game away to Uganda. Now you're having 2 new batters at the crease. The same similar situation that Uganda got themselves into in them scoring 146 is what Rwanda has also found themselves into. It's not going to be easy for these 2 batters, yes, to get 48 runs. Yes, it is very, very much achievable, but you would want to have one of your 2 batters being there all the way to the end. Yes, Eric Dusingizimana, that shot, yes, it was there for the taking, but the placement again was also poor. You should have done better with that ball. Try to hit it down on the ground. He was the set better there. Seeing your team winning off all the way to the end is what matters most now. He scored his 50, good enough for himself, but what about the team now is what matters most. So you should have played a big innings for the team. The moment you were supposed to be there, I'm telling you, another drop chance from the bowler himself. Again, the Emmanuel Sebareme going hard at the ball, pushing at it, then managing to find the spectacular dive of Siraj Nsubuga now. So it's something that Rwanda needs to learn going forward. When you are in a position of control, keep control. Clinton's wicket, Oscar's wicket, again, and Eric Dusingizimana, especially Oscar and Clinton, those are not the wickets that we should have lost in that particular way. Because a player like Kevin Irakoze is not someone who you'd expect him to hang around and win you games. He's not an inning builder. He's more like a finisher. Those kind of batters who just come, face 3 balls, give you 18 runs, they go out. He's not going to build an inning there. Look at the shot that he's trying to play. So now it was easy one here. Emmanuel sends Kevin back, and I don't know whatever reasons he did that. Rwanda needs runs here. They're still in a good position to win this game, but now, not knowing what Emmanuel was thinking, it was the last ball of the over. Maybe he didn't want Kevin to face, but you got to communicate about it. So this is something that they also need to learn going forward, how to win games. 49 runs off 39 deliveries, 98 for 6. It was 92 for 2. Now it all of a sudden becomes 98 for 6. Very sad for Rwanda here. This is the game that they've thrown away out of their hands. They had this game in their hands. It was their game to win, but they decided to just give it away.
They are the chairman of Abakamwe, the old-timers. You can see him sipping his cold drink. Not with a happy face. I'm telling you, Leonard, I've watched a couple of games against between Rwanda and Uganda. This is what Rwanda does best. Getting into the game and allowing pressure to get the best out of them. They had put Uganda on the back foot. But guess what? Gotta see over. Kenneth Waiswa's hat-trick. Picking up that first hat-trick, I'm not sure. I have to ask Google. It might be the first hat-trick to any Ugandan. 98 for 6 after 14 overs, as I also take a short break and go have a chat with the coach of Team Uganda, Coach Mahatlani. Mr. Landry will take you through in these last 6 overs alongside Leonard Ndamuro. Kenneth Waiswa to ball his last over of the quarter.
It's all happening here. It's a game of cricket. It changes like a flash. Now Uganda, you can look at them. Look at Waiswa, shoulders up. He knows that he have brought his team back in control here. And Rwanda here, Kevin, of course, and Emmanuel Sebareme needs to dig to deep down into their pocket and come up with something here if they want to see their team to victory. 48 of 36 deliveries, very, very much achievable. Very, very much achievable here, I'm telling you. So they need to make sure that they bet well, do something different here. Drop shot. The straight call was 2 and 2 denied. Run out chance there, Kevin Irakoze. I don't know, sloppy. This is poor, I'm telling you. There was not even a chance of a run out there. There was a clear 2 there, Landry. I'm telling you, I'm run out of words here. What can you say about that kind of deliveries with the big men, very much experienced, Irakoze?
Kevin has himself to blame for that. It is always important to show that you want to take the second run, but you don't get out of your crease when the fielder has the ball. Look at that. Emmanuel played it, called him for 2. When he reached there, he waited. Pascal Murungi, Kevin nowhere in the frame. Very good call. That looks very close, but we trust the umpire's eye. 47 in 35 balls. Where I'm seated now is the 2 men out there, Emile Ruchiriza and Sebareme Emmanuel, should have a very good belief that this game is not done and dusted. Yes, we've lost 7 wickets, but these 2 guys can also bat. It's getting tougher and tougher for Team Rwanda, but it's never over until it's over. 47 in 34. Emile has been a player, as much as he doesn't bat very well in the national team because of the time, but he is a good player. If Kenneth Waiswa doesn't get him on a full ball, he's one of those batters. It's either a duck or runs. Wide stance there, run out, and again the running between wickets between these 2 should be very good. Emmanuel Sebareme last year before the Tri-Nation was taking Emile Ruchiriza into spinning classes. Now they are together playing for Rwanda. It's never over until it's over. 48 in 35 balls. As you're saying, it's bat on ball, run, give yourself a chance to win. Eric has given the team a chance to win. It's never over until it's over, but very good bowling from Kenneth Waiswa. Delivering again for Uganda, just as he did in the Continent Cup in the finals. Emile Ruchiriza, that is a very good ball from Kenneth Waiswa. A lot of appeal, trying, but Gaston Yibi is the man to make decisions, thinks, there was nothing. We've seen teams appealing. Look at that. Very well played, very well bowled, but there was nothing. No bat on ball. Very good call from Gaston.
A lot of action happening here again at Gahanga. Waiswa has now started to be more threatening here. 3 wickets, 33 runs, 3.3 overs. 33. They've played him very well. So it's all about the finish here now, I'm telling you. The lovely piece of shot there. Use of the feet. That should be easy too. If Rwanda does not run these twos here, I'm telling you, Landry, they're not gonna get even anywhere closer here. You're not getting boundaries, yes, but you gotta be taking these twos here. Those are the basics of the game. If they don't get these 2 runs, it's gonna be hard for them to chase this score.
Very well said. Awareness, knowing that Henry Senyondo is chasing a ball on his right side and he'll have to turn because he's a left-hander to throw that ball. That should have been capitalized. And they get 2 runs, but that is it. Emmanuel Sebareme on strike. And Kenneth Waiswa bowling. The math is not very far. It's just a matter of believing. 3 wickets behind. Literally 2 wickets because Inyas will not be able to bat. But among those 2 wickets, there is Zapibi Menyimana who can hit a ball. It's about now these 2 and what they can do for the country in this situation. 45 in 32 balls is what Rwanda needs to win the first ever game against Uganda men. We've seen the girls do it in June in the finals of Kwibuka. It is a turn for the men to try their best.
Still a long way to go. First day of the tournament here, Landry. They still have got a lot of work to do here. This should be easy too again. Yeah. Yes, this is what you'd love to see here. If you're not getting boundaries again, get these 2 comfortably. Well, still a long way. Day 1 of the East Africa Trophy here between the 3 teams. Rwanda being the host, Uganda and Tanzania playing on. But if you look at this game, Landry, this was the only game that Rwanda was even closer to beat Uganda here now. So you never know the game that are coming forward now. The plan obviously is going to get changed. There's no way you're going to get closer to winning if you cannot win a game that has been given. Yes, Eric has given them a good start, but like I said, it cannot be a one-man band here. The other guys need to chip in and help him out to score runs. So this is where they need to sit down as a team and start talking about contribution, especially in the middle order. The captain himself not contributing anything. Oscar Manishimwe, he has to do something with the bet again. Small things like that. Kevin Irakoze, they need to start contributing. Those 15s, 20s, they make a big difference, especially if you're chasing a small total like 146 here at Gahanga.
Very well said. 42 is what is needed in 5 overs. Your screens there, Bryson Vijingo, the coach, the 2 men in the Rwandan shirts, Mr. Charles Haba, the pioneer of cricket in Rwanda, and the current Mr. Chairman, the President of Rwanda Cricket Association, Gerard Nambara, Right Guards Cricket Club member, and the man who has just been rested, want to call it that way, Bosco Tuizere, is here to watch his teammates. Alpesh Ramjani coming in to bowl the 16th over. This is the over that will make a difference. If Rwanda is to win, this is the over. If Uganda is to win, this over needs to be kept below 6 runs.
You get around about 15, Landry, in this over. you're giving yourself chances of winning this game. So that is something that should be going through Emmanuel Sebareme's mind here, or Emilio Griza. This is the over to take on. Get 15 runs from this over. I'm telling you, the equation changes. So that should be my plan if I was one of these two bettors. This is the over that I need to cash in, so that the last over that comes in. But now with how he is playing now, it's going to be a bit more hard. You need to get a boundary somewhere else. Yes, you've rotated strike very well, but you need to get that boundary. Make sure that this can be a monster over. Once you create this to be a monster over, you're also creating chances for your team to getting closer to winning this game.
Very well said. Emil can hit a ball. It is time for him to bat for the country. He drops that, and that is a chance for a run out. And it is a run out. Emmanuel Sebareme not anywhere close.
Unfortunately, there, Emmanuel Sebareme goes again, run out again. Not good for Rwanda. Yeah, again, I don't know why they were trying to push in for that single, but it's all about negative betting again. We saw these two struggling in terms of communication when they joined each other here. And now, Rwanda's chances of winning this game are getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. So this is the last wicket that we've got in there. How long can Zapi Bimenyimana stay on the crease here to get this team closer to the total? There, the miscommunication from the two. Nice underarm flick there from Alpesh Ramjan. Bull's eye, then managing to dismiss Emmanuel Sebareme for 6 runs of just 7 deliveries. Now, players like Zapi Bimenyimana, those are the players, Landry, you would want to have coming in when you need a score like 12 runs or 15 runs in 1 over 2 overs. He can deliver. But now him needing 41 of 20 deliveries, you need someone who can build an inning. You need someone who's got a lot of shots. So it's not going to be easy for someone like Zapi Bimenyimana to get Rwanda closer. It is very much achievable, but he's not known for betting. So it's now a tough task for the other guys. Again, lessons learned here is when you sit out in the dugout, what did we learn? What did we do right? What should we have done better going up to the next coming games here?
Very well said, Long. He throws that in the air, and that is game done and dusted. Uganda wins this one because Inyas will not be able to come and bat after getting that injury. Uganda wins by 41 runs. Emil there trying to go hard, only to play it to the man, the game changer. Zapi there walking. And that is it. Game number 1 done and dusted. Rwanda losing by 41 against Uganda. The 11th game they have played against each other. And Rwanda not able to cross. And that is... That is it. Game number 1 done and dusted. Uganda won by 40 runs. Staying, if you look at that scorecard there, Alpesh being the game changer, economy of 3.27. Bilal Hassan bowling only 2 overs at an economy of 4. Kenneth Waiswa being a bit expensive but picking 3 crucial wickets. A hat-trick, the first hat-trick of the tournament. And the Rwanda scorecard, Eric 50, Orkide 34. The rest of the batters didn't do so much. 3 ducks. Of course, Kenneth Waiswa picking a hat-trick.
Absolutely disciplined bowling by Ugandans. That's the match summary there. Ronald Lutaya, 43 of 38. Brian Magmasaba, the captain, leading from the front, 37 of 23. And that man, Kenneth Waiswa, who is in contest of the player of the match after 22 runs with the bat, and coming in and picking up a first hat-trick of any Ugandan in international T20 eyes. And from the Rwandan side, it was Eric Dusingizimana yet again leading from the front, scoring his first half century for the nation in international eyes of 31, and Orkide Tuyisenge 34 of 32. There on the bowling chart is Kenneth Waiswa. Those 3 wickets came in as a hat-trick, and Alpesh Ramjani limping but able to pick up 2 wickets, going for only 12 runs in his 3.4 overs. Uganda winning the toss earlier and batting first, and they have managed to pull off a haste here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground, match day 1, game number 1. They have a double header. They will be taking on Team Tanzania in the second game in exactly 45 minutes. Uganda beating Rwanda by 40 runs. And we'll be back shortly with the post-match by our partner and co-commentator, Mr. Landry. Stay in tuned for the next game and our post-match presentation award.
One, two, micro.
Teams, let's get closer. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gahanga Cricket Stadium. It is the East Africa Trophy. Game number 1, match between Rwanda and Uganda. Congratulations to Uganda for winning your first game. Hard luck to Rwanda. First thing first, Clinton, please get closer. Hard luck. Take us through your game today.
Yeah, they won the toss, decided to bat. We wanted to keep them under 140. They got 146. We still felt we could back ourselves to get close and give ourselves a chance. And probably good bowling there from Kenneth, getting the ball in, late swing, and he brought them back into the game. Yeah.
At some point, Eric and Orchidea were still batting. Do you think you had a chance to win the game when they were still in it?
Yeah, we were needing only 6 points and over, and I feel the game changer was that over from Kenya.
Very well said. All the best in the next games.
Thank you.
Captain for Uganda, Brian, please. Congratulations on winning your first game. Take us through your game. What was the plan and what did you do better?
Batting first, we felt it was a good track, and we thought we could get a score above 150. Unfortunately, we didn't get there. But 146 felt defendable, and we decided to go out there and try and execute our processes.
You have another game in the afternoon. Is there anything you want to change going forward as you take on Tanzania?
No, for us it's about intensity. In whether we're batting or bowling, we just try and keep the intensity up, make sure we're doing the right things, and the results will take care of themselves.
Very well said, and all the best in the afternoon.
Thank you.
And now coming to the game, Uganda winning the toss and opting to bat first, 146 in 20 overs, leading the batters. Ronald Lutaya, 43 off 38. Brian with a quick 37 off 23. Zapi picking 2 wickets for Team Rwanda. On the Rwandan batting, Eric Dusingizimana scoring a 50 off 31 balls, very well played. Alpesh Ramjani, 2 wickets at an economy of 3.27, very well bowled. But the player of the match bowled 4 overs, picked 3 wickets at an economy of 9.25, and with a bat, he scored 22 runs off 17 balls. Mr. Kenneth Waiswa. The Player of the Match award will be handed by the RCA Women's representative on the board, Ms. Sonia Owimana. Kenneth, congratulations. Tell us, what was the plan you coming to bowl when Orchidea and Eric were still batting?
It was simple, just trying to restrict them from hitting boundaries, because they were scoring boundaries every over, so it was making them play square of the wicket.
You've done it twice. We saw you doing it in Kenya in the Continent Cup against Kenya in the finals. Today you come and deliver with the ball. What's the plan going forward?
Just enjoy my cricket, that's all.
Very well said, and congratulations. That is it from us here. Don't go away from your TV. We will be having Uganda taking on Tanzania in the afternoon. It is the East Africa Trophy 2023.